Good evening, and welcome to another evening of Late Night Siege. Joining me, as always, is Rob Monday. How are you tonight, mate?
Doing very well. Coming off the back of the weekend, had my feet up, and now I'm ready to get back to business.
Yeah, always feels good. But you know what else feels good? We're never alone. We always have a guest with us, and tonight we are joined by Sushi from Team FEROX. How are you doing, Sushi?
Hello, I'm doing pretty good. Just keen to be here with you guys.
Good to hear. Good to hear, man.
You're stuck with us. You're stuck
Yeah,
with us for the next
stuck with
2
you guys
hours.
for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, well, you don't know what you signed up for, mate. Tell you what.
I'm a bit concerned.
Yeah, you should be. So look, I think a lot of viewers would love to hear more about you, as some people might not be familiar with who you are. So you want to introduce yourself and give a bit of background.
Okay, hi, I'm Sushi. I play for the team Ferrox in the Oceanic Nationals. I have just really been playing Siege for the past 2 years now, maybe. I got into comp maybe a year and a half ago, and haven't really looked back since. Always just loved playing the game, so I just kept going. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Is there something in particular that got you into competitive Siege? I think this is always a really interesting thing to find out. Is just the background of what got people to this place.
Honestly, I don't remember my exact motives behind playing competitive Siege. I remember the first team that I got asked to join. I was in a casual game, and they were kind of like, as a joke, "Do you want to join our team?" And I was like, "Sure." And then yeah, I just kind of just enjoyed it, and then wanted to be better. There was no real reason for me to start playing competitive, but once I tried it, I just loved it.
Sounds like the start of every good origin story ever.
Mm.
I was in a casual match, and someone was
Yeah.
taking this, and I joined, and well, the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah. Pretty much
So
how it went.
how long have you been playing for? Just period, outside of the comp, sorry?
Oh, 2 years maybe.
Yeah.
Two and a
Yeah.
bit,
So
yeah.
you were kind of playing Siege for what, like 6 months before you started playing comp?
Yes. Yeah, about
Jeez.
that.
Whew.
Maybe a little.
That's a very quick turnover. I've been playing Siege for a year and a half, and I still feel like I can't do anything.
Alright. You'll get there. It's okay.
Yeah, let's take some time. What about Siege in particular really got you to decide that it was a game you wanted to play a lot of and even pursue as an esports career kind of thing?
Siege is probably one of the most unique games that I've ever played. The gameplay to me has always just seemed fun, in a sense. I liked being able to drone ahead and actually think about what I'm about to do instead of just kind of being guns a-blazing, just having fun.
Yep.
I kind of liked the extra thought that went into the game. It just allowed me to play differently and not just strictly rely on gun skill or strictly rely on mechanical skill, because you can be a good player without like having the top aim or the top mechanical skills like other players. So yeah, that was really it.
Yeah,
I do find that interesting. That seems to be a. Sorry to cut you off there, Raven. I actually feel like that's been. We've had a couple of conversations about this in the past, and a lot of people feel the same way. That it's like, there's not as much pressure on being necessarily the best mechanical player as it is just being able to offer something to your team that really is invaluable. And I think that for me, that's something that I find extremely interesting with Siege. Is like, really, you do not have to be the single best player. You can just understand the game at a proper macro and a micro level, and you can have a massive impact on the team.
Yeah, no, I always enjoyed that, being able to know that you helped someone else get a kill at least. Like, that still brings some enjoyment to me, even though I'm not getting the stat pad, as they would say. Just knowing like you can call out on like a well-placed drone where someone is and get someone else a kill, it's always just a good feeling. So yeah. Just really love it.
I mean, that being said, what role do you play on Ferrox? From memory, I picture you playing hard breach on attack, right? So you're generally a support player.
Yeah. On attack, I do a lot of the droning, and I mean a lot. Usually like on Clubhouse, I'll be flicking the pre-place upstairs, only getting to the building at 2 minutes, usual support player stuff.
Yeah.
And then on defense, I still go on camps, because a lot of our Ferox strats are very loosey-goosey, as they would say. So sometimes I could be on site alone and be giving intel with 2 maestros to protect myself, and then flick other like cams to help the other guys, and kind of hold site by myself. But just that kind of role.
Yeah, you really are living that hard support life. It sounds like, man.
Yes.
Look, I often
How do you
say-
find that, by the way? I just like I'm always curious. Red, I'm gonna cut you off again, man.
That's fine. We're just so in sync.
Yeah, no. I mean, the hard support life, it can actually be very draining sometimes.
Yeah.
Extremely tiring, especially if like you're constantly being in like bad situations after like a round's crumbled, and then you're just forced into like an impossible situation that you have to try and deal with, and it just can be very taxing sometimes. So you're constantly helping others, and then you just kind of have to push through a defense. If say your attack, like your entries maybe lose a gunfight, then you have to pick up the slack, or it can work both ways. I could mess up, the entries have to pick up the slack, but sometimes it can just be very mentally draining being a support player, which is probably one of the most difficult things about it, honestly, personally. Yeah.
What I was going to say is I can totally empathize with that, because I played quite a few different roles back when I did play comp, and support or hard support was one of them. And in one way, I found it kind of like the most enjoyable role, but I also agree that in one way, it's also incredibly stressful and tiring. I remember those are the games I was always the most tired, because just you're constantly talking, and you have to be really thorough with your droning, because you don't want to mess that up. And then some of those roles that you play, they just like all roles are critical, but I feel like a proper support behind you, like the fraggers can't do their jobs properly.
Especially things like going in for the plant like a fair few times, constantly being C4'd, smoked, whatever. That could be just very frustrating as well.
Like you get your head down, you're like, cover me guys, and then you're dead, and you're like, okay, who didn't cover me?
Next person. It can be frustrating, because sometimes you feel like you never get into gunfights and you're just dying to C4s, and it can be stressful.
I gotta ask you, in terms of like being that kind of support player, like obviously you guys have come up against really good opponents, and you've come up against teams that would be, let's say, lesser seeded than you. Where do you actually find the fun in being that support player for people who may not really have sat in that role before? Like where is the enjoyment outside of the like kind of enabling players to kill?
Honestly, just winning around, and you've done your job, you've done exactly what you needed to help the round. That's probably like the most rewarding part about it. Say you get the plant down, you've opened a wall as a hard breach, you've smoked something off if you're ace or something. It's really rewarding to know that you've enabled the team to win that round, just by doing those jobs that no one else wants to do.
Taking out the trash per se.
Kind of like that.
No, it does feel like that, man. Do you have favorite operators that you like to play? I mean, we're going to be talking about some operators in particular tonight that you've got tips for.
Yes.
But do you actually have favorites? Obviously, you main certain operators. They're not always your favorite. Right?
Okay, favorite operators? Probably right now, IANA's actually incredibly fun, regardless of comp or ranked. Just because I know the maps that I'm playing IANA, I get to be gun up. You get nades, which is incredibly fun to play with. It's always fun nading someone through the floor, or wallbang, like throwing a nade through a roof, maybe. That's kind of the attacker that I most enjoy. Probably on defense. I've been having so much fun with Clash, just because it's fun to watch people crumble. That's pretty much it.
Some men just want to watch the world burn in sushi.
It's just fun watching people just fall on the ground in front of you, knowing that they just couldn't do anything.
And also just like being able to facilitate your teammates to pick around you, right, or get kills, because you're just standing there getting all that info. Is quite, it feels good.
Just one big camera basically, just to finish off the support.
Does that mean you sometimes play Monty on attack?
Oh, Monty on attack? He's alright, I guess. But like when you're on like Monty, I personally don't enjoy it, just because when I'm Clash, I know I can counter all the utility that they throw at me. Zofia stuns, I can always, swivel around, block them from shooting me and stuff. Whereas if you're Monty and you get smoked or Legion Mind, it's like tough cookies. You're probably about to die. Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Clash is infinitely more fun just because you can play around utility more and actually stay alive for longer.
I'm not gonna lie, I've only just recently started playing like Monty and Clash and just like starting to get it because I don't know, when I first came to the game, a lot of it was just about like understanding the mere basics of it, like a really baseline understanding of the operators and how they work. But once I started getting used to the shields, man,
Yeah,
it's like a whole nother world.
No.
I mean, at my rank, I don't really trust people not to king hit me in the back while I'm trying to enable them to make a play. But you know, you just got to take that risk.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some. Honestly, that's how it goes.
That's it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. Well, before we start to get deep into these tips, I just want to remind everybody tonight that we are giving away a SteelSeries Arctis One wireless headset. Rob and I are both sporting them, as Rob is beautifully demonstrating there, looking like Mickey Mouse, or Minnie Mouse, however you want to look at him. But yes, you can win one for yourself if you just put in ! giveaway in the chat. You'll see the details on what to do. And they'll be drawn at the end of the show. So you make sure you're tuning in then so that you can find out whether you're the winner or not. Very important.
I'm definitely getting in that giveaway no matter what. You can't stop me.
Yep, go for it, bro. Awesome. Well, I reckon let's get into the game. Let's get into a custom. And we'll start talking about some of these operators. I will get this lobby set up. Sushi, which map or operator, or which map and operator do you want to do first, I should say?
I mean, we could either do Club or Coast, you know, Devil's Choice, whichever guys you want. We can go through. Could probably just go through Ace or IANA first, probably.
Sure. Yep. I reckon let's just go. We'll go with Club.
Yeah.
What am I doing? This. Oh, do I have you added Sushi, by the way? I actually didn't check that earlier.
Oh, this might actually be interesting. Here we go. RA. Yes, you do.
I do have you added. Okay, great.
Yeah, just search SX and you should find my name.
Oh, yeah, I do. I started searching SU and I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah, no. Someone stole my name before we joined Ferox, so I've never gotten that back.
Wow.
More like SXB.
Oh, Rob.
Oh.
Now you've done it to him. Now you've done it.
Yikes. It's a big
You've started it. You've started it. It's off and running.
Clubhouse.
Alright, Ben.
I invited you, by the way, Rob. Rob, mate.
I am joining, my dude.
Excellent. Cool. Are we on the right side?
Correct.
We are. Yep.
Yes.
Let's go.
Blue is attack.
I always forget.
Come on, Raven.
I don't know how I managed to forget, but I do.
Yeah, you're a caster. What do you mean? You've got to remember this stuff.
Isn't the point of a caster is to forget game knowledge or something? I don't know. It's what
oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot.
Let's start talking about spaghetti for no reason.
Yes. Alright, smack it through there.
Cool. Alright, I will follow you. You are the guide.
I am the guide?
Yep.
You are the captain.
Very cool.
And then if you need Rob to do something, just bully him. Just tell him what to do.
That sounds pretty good if you ask me, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Perfect situation to be in here.
Okay, is my game gonna crash? Because I swear to God. Not okay. That is not okay. That is not okay with me.
Toxic.
I'm actually gonna say it's about to crash, boys. What do we do?
Uh-oh. Yeah, you're stuck in a loading thing for us.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Do we just get it over with? Rip the band-aid off?
Yeah, rip the band-aid off.
Rip the band-aid off.
Is this something that happens to you? Like, you sound like you've had some experience with sushi.
I mean, I've had it like once in the past month recently, and that was in a scrim, so like it wasn't the best timing. Yeah, no, it was a classic, just my PC fail. Honestly.
It does happen.
All right, I might restart really quickly. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, we will reset this lobby. Which I think won't give us the timeout, which is good.
Oh, I think he meant reset his PC. I totally thought he just meant Rainbow Six, and I looked down. And
he's just gone.
He's like leaning over like this. He's like.
I'll do him a favor.
That's a beautiful sight.
I will hide his camera. Hang on a sec.
No. Everyone wants to see the bedroom.
You want to stare at his bedroom? I feel like that's doing him a dirty.
Bedroom PogChamp. Bedroom PogChamp.
All right, I won't change it then. I won't change it.
No.
He knew what he was in for.
Yeah. He stuck himself in this. He didn't leave Discord before he did it, so that's not on us.
I will just get this lobby set up again.
We should have just messed around, Raven. We should have just ran around and.
Oh, we could have 1v1'd each other. That would have been my dream. I tell you what. Oh, I do have to wait 2 minutes.
Oh wait, maybe I can. Depends. It depends. Oh wait, there's a gorgeous face if I've ever seen one.
Okay.
Oh, he's back.
We're back.
My word, that was so quick.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
We got the restart on lock, you know? Pretty sharp with that.
Love it, dude.
Yeah.
Got that FSD ready, B.
Yeah. Literally.
I went to say boy and I said bay.
Yeah,
so
we're just gonna walk. Yeah, we're just gonna walk past that. Honestly, no questions
we're
asked.
on that kind of
Yeah.
we're on that kind of basis now.
Yeah,
Sushi.
yeah.
It's-
The bay is coming out.
Love it.
All right, we're starting now. Let's go.
You want to chuck your camera back on too, please, Baru?
Oh yes. Damn.
At least people are seeing me twice because it's my little icon.
Welcome back.
Oh, I need to re-enable it in my Discord now.
I'm back. Let's go.
Yay.
Ta-da.
Yeah, we're good.
So, it's magic. All right.
You
So we're going through Club.
know.
Yeah. Club's actually one of my most favorite maps, honestly. It's got so much depth to it, but it's also so simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the classic maps that if ever magically disappeared from the game, I would probably be really upset. Like, really upset.
As I'm
I'd
sure
say it
many
was the
would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it was the first map that I got a proper understanding of. Like, you know,
Yep.
the layout, understood how it was played, and like what
Yeah.
was really important on it. And I think that
Yeah.
like, but at the same time, having said that, like every game I play, I learn something new. Like
Yeah.
every pro league match, sorry, Oceanic national match I watch now, it's like it just I keep learning different things. I'm like,
Right.
this is pretty wicked.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the map is, for newcomers, it's so like almost simple, but then you can
Yeah.
continuously still learn on it to be more
Yeah.
complex. So I just love that nature of the map, and I always enjoy playing it just because it has such a fun play style to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't like honestly. I can't think of many games that have like, you know, like a baseline map that's really simple, but can continue to grow on. You know, like I think that like a lot of the old games, you know, that I'm sure many of us used to play. You know, they have like those really simple basic maps that just kind of help you to understand the game, but. Man, not many of them can really like change and adapt the way Clubhouse has. Well, for me
No.
anyway. And
It's been great. I'm gonna need an invite, by the way.
I just sent you one actually.
Okay,
Because
sorry.
I only just got the custom because I did actually have like a 2-minute cooldown. I had to wait before I could realize the
Okay.
lobby.
I'm just not that quick on the accepting invites. Sorry.
That's fine, dude. All right, we go again.
Let's go.
So yeah, look about Clubhouse. I was actually reminiscing the other day because I saw somebody post a screenshot of old Clubhouse, and I was just like, it blew my mind. I was like, I totally forgot about what old Clubhouse looked like.
what's your
Oh,
preferred,
Clubhouse.
Rosen? Did you prefer it pre the rework they did?
Definitely after. No, definitely with the rework.
Yeah.
Right now, it is. Yeah, it's definitely the best version of
Good spot.
Clubhouse.
Mhm.
All right, cool.
All right, so
Ace
maybe
is one of those.
Yeah, you go. You go.
Sorry. Ace is one of those like really strong operators on every map, but on Clubhouse you can actually have some pretty fun use, really. From a comp like standpoint, Ace has like a lot to offer in terms of what different takes you can do, which is probably like why he's like actually a really strong operator right now on attack, just because he allows you to do so much.
Yep.
I must admit, I have been messing around with this quite a bit.
Also, who am I on attack with? Raven.
Yes.
Would you like to demonstrate to the stream how to learn drone parkour, or what drone parkour is
I can do
on
this.
this map?
Yeah.
Alright, you got this? Alright, so come over here.
Yep.
Okay, and see this little ledge right here on my bullet?
Yeah.
You're gonna jump a drone from here and land it on that ledge right there. And this
Like-
is like
The little lip, or?
Yeah, one of the little lip almost.
Like...
Hang on. Let me try and demonstrate this. This is one of the most complicated things.
I was gonna say, I'm failing it. Oh,
right,
look at
right
you go.
there.
It's like you're a pro player.
You want to slap it on there, and then you can get a drone all the way up here and prep those.
Oh my gosh. I'm so bad at this.
Look, you know.
Oh, I got it.
There we go.
Oh, you got it!
You got it.
I fell down.
And classic.
I'm the worst.
Yeah.
I can spectate your drone at least, so I can stop embarrassing myself.
Yes. Okay. now the pressure's on. You know.
Yeah.
Just pressing me. So what we want to do is find that little ledge, and we jump on it, and then we go all the way here. Okay. And this is something like everyone should learn how to do, in my opinion. You know.
Yep.
If you're trying to get better at the game, learning drone parkour like that, you can get very good intel, like early game. So maybe you can see they have a cade on the wall, which is going to change your approach to how you take it.
Yep.
So if you're able to learn that skill, it can actually be very important. Alright, would you do me a favor and just reinforce this wall? Slap it on there. Yep. With Ace, a lot of people just throw it on the wall, just like, you know, just throw it like that. And you know, they think their job's done. But if you reinforce that wall, there's actually these little lines you should be lining it up with. Okay, awesome. So what you want to do is you want to find these 4 corners here, right here. And what you want to do is literally throw it in the middle there. Slap it through there. And that'll open a perfect hole. And after it's done destructing, I'll explain why. Alright. So what this allows you to do is you can actually just sprint through it instead of having to vault. Because a vault can mess with your aim, it can mess with your timing. So if you have it perfectly run through, you can always quickly run through and just quickly kill someone, which is always a bonus. So that's a neat little trick here you can do. It's one of the more simple things you can do with Ace.
Yep.
But if you do it correctly you can do it correctly every time without failure as long as you're paying attention.
Yeah.
So if you master that, you could say, your team will have a much easier time pushing in.
So just to recap it, it was basically like in line with this red spike here, right? And then you go across and into the middle.
If you come over to this wall, this is really easy to visualize here on this wall. There's these 4 ones in the middle.
Yep.
Basically, what you want to do is throw it right here.
Right there.
On my bullet holes.
Yep.
So you can slap it right there. You'll have a perfect run through.
Unless it gets impact tricked or something.
Until Manic does that.
Yeah. Until I get shot or something, but like, you know, you got to adapt, you know, to your environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
I love that.
Yeah, that's one of like, it's a basic but misunderstood thing that people do about the Ace charges. Yes, you can throw it anywhere, but you should always think about them.
Yep.
Say if you didn't want, don't know why in this situation, but say you didn't want that, like a runnable one, you can always shoot it off yourself.
Yeah. Which
isn't a bad strat if you actually have a play in mind. Yeah, it's a pretty simple and easy trick to learn.
Do you have any strats that you use? Obviously, only in ranked. We're not talking about.
Yes. In ranked.
Do you have any of your cheeky strats where you would potentially shoot it? Like, is there any situation you've used so far?
I think in Consulate, say on ranked, you can open up the triple wall if you're with me on the garage.
Yeah.
If you open up the right side of that wall, you'll get a standing one. But then on the left side, you have it 2. So you would have like this one, like Manic has done for us perfectly. You'd have this at the top left of the wall, so you can safely throw grenades or anything else like smokes through it without exposing yourself. So say, example, on this wall, if you wanted to do it, you would open this side for a run through, and then you could try opening this side, like high above, and shooting the last one off, and just throw grenades, throw smokes through there. And that way you always have cover when you're peeking, but you can still throw utility into the side.
I like
making
that.
it pretty strong.
Yeah.
Actually, in Oceanic Nationals, literally on Friday night, we saw a mistaken version of that. They've actually saved one of the players' lives out here.
It was Habana pellets. It was Habana pellets. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
They tricked like the middle rows. It was like there was a top row open and a bottom row open, and what happened is the defender tried to pick somebody on this wall, and the attacker like perfectly crouched so that their head was blocked by the middle panel, and they just killed him with the kneecaps. It was great.
Angles can be a great thing with ace charges. You can even try rappelling, say on this wall, and you can get some. Say if I aced up here, I could get some pretty nasty angles through into catwalk.
Yeah.
Which completely eliminates the defenders playing there.
Yeah.
Which is great for map control, really. Because when you're pushing CC, as I'm sure the casters would know, garage control is a great thing to have for attackers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so if you can hit all 3 ace charges, you know, it can be very useful and sway the way of the round, really.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Look, I think that's it's really cool, and look, it's just a good thing in general. Like you said, even though it's easy enough to throw a cellmate at a wall and open a hole, to actually think about where you're placing it. And I mean, that can be said for a lot of things, right? It's not just about slapping it on and it's done. If you think about the placement, it's going to be more efficient, probably.
It's a lot more efficient, and it can very much change the round. I'm thinking back to some of my games, and if our ace player, who shall remain nameless for his sake, if he made this rotate here, I would have gotten a kill and won a round, but you know, I'm not salty at all, so it's fine.
Definitely not. It does not sound like it.
No, of course not. No, why would I be salty? Anyway, Ace can be pretty strong because he has 3 charges still, so it allows you to open up so much. I have seen one team once try and run just an Ace on club. Is actually interesting because it still works, just because Ace has so much versatility with him.
Yep.
The only downfall is he can only open 1 hatch. Actually, I have a pretty cool trick with Ace if you wanna kill me. Awesome.
Not even a second of hesitation. Manic's just like,
no worries. You tell me, I will do it.
Yeah.
Damn it, I missed that. I missed far too many bullets then.
Unlucky.
Unlucky.
Oh, Manic.
Alright, if you just want to go Maverick for me.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I can do this.
That'd be perfect. And then Manic, I'm going to need you to reinforce a hatch.
Yep, gotcha.
Perfect. Basically, recently the reinforcements on hatches got changed to a damage-based system.
Yeah.
So if you combine an ace charge and a Maverick, you can actually open a lot more hatches. So that'll be cool to see.
Your mission is to locate and defuse a bomb.
Which hatch have you reinforced?
Kitchen hatch is done, and I'll do the bar.
There we go. Camera's just nice. Wait, are we doing bar or kitchen?
Either, eh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Probably be safer to do bar. Honestly, kitchen's a bit dodgy.
Changing max.
Doing this trick. Alright, but basically what I'm gonna do is say I only have 1 ace charge left. I'm gonna throw it on here. Perfect. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a line this way and down this way, and I'm gonna cover from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna see me do really bad at this. I haven't done this for a long time.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's Devmarta's fault.
Perfect.
Right.
See?
Perfect.
Alright. So with that way, it's like if we go down main really quickly, it's actually really good for doing a church take. Say you could only use those 2 operators. If your ace just happens to slap 2 of his charges on this wall.
Yeah.
And say your Maverick died doing a line, you could still recover the round by opening motor hatch with an ace charge. So if we just whack 2 of these on here.
Such a satisfying sound.
This allows us to have like a lot more control downstairs. so we can have someone sitting main holding all of this area,
Yep.
and then we can still use an ace charge with a Maverick on the hatch. It's one of
like it.
those really quick things that you can do if you're desperate. It's always good to know that, just because hatches are damage based. So yeah, it's just another quick trick.
Speaking
Also,
of good to know, I noticed just real quick your
Yes.
Selma placement was perfect again on this
Yes.
side, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you can't see the anchor points, but
Yes. Okay. Reinforce the wall for me. Yeah, perfect.
You don't even have to ask.
Yes.
My bidding be
Right,
done.
Literally, this line right here. It's the easiest side to do it from because you just line it up on here.
cool. It's just
Just
the one with the
middle,
handle.
it's The middle.
Yeah, the one with the handle. Perfect.
Nice.
If we go on the other side, we can see that would be where our
Yeah.
normal thing would go. Yeah. This
you
side's
go.
a lot easier to throw ace charges on. It's just
Yeah.
much more visual line. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a
always-
spreadsheet. There's horizontal lines, that kind of thing.
yes, exactly, exactly. It's pretty simple, but you know, also something you should always do.
For sure. Nice, dude.
I think that's a few Maverick tricks that I, know and willing to share.
Yep.
But do you want to move on to maybe IANA or Clash? 'Cause
Yeah.
they're both good options.
No!
We can. Let's do Yana first, because
Okay.
obviously it doesn't rely us
Yes,
having to change
yes.
sides.
Perfect.
Clubhouse still okay for Yana?
Probably not. You
Okay.
could try and fit an IANA in, but like using IANA and Clubhouse is strongly not advised.
Okay, do you want us to change map
Strongly.
then?
No, it's fine. The
Okay,
basic
alright.
principles still apply.
Alright,
Could you, for a simpleton like me, explain why it would not be as permitted on a map like Clubhouse?
Yes.
We need to
Okay,
locate a
on
bomb.
Clubhouse, most of the time you're going to be droning with
10 seconds to
pre-placed, and the droning has to be done by a lot more people. You
Mhm.
can't just
5
have
seconds to
one
go.
or two people droning. Sometimes a third person will have to drone, pick up
You
some of the
must
extra
locate
site,
and defuse
just
a
because
bomb.
it is a big map and you have a lot of utility use on site. And the second main reason is IANA only has grenades, which is like a great kit. But on a map like Clubhouse, you need a lot more utilities such as your Thatcher, your Maverick, your Ace, more things like that. Zofia is also really good on this map. As IANA it's not one of her strong maps, just because she
Yeah.
only has grenades. So I'd strongly advise learning one of the other operators for this map.
Yeah.
Just
So
because
it's
you
more
can
utility based and
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
That's why Clubhouse is one of the more defender-sided maps, just because your operator lineup has to be so strict.
Yep.
That's why a lot of them are always seen as default and everyone brings them, just because you
Yep.
have to. It's just the way the map plays out in terms of utility. But moving on to IANA, first of all, it's important to know how to use it properly, I guess. Obviously, you click your utility button,
Gemini for a spin.
but you never want to enter a room with an like a decoy that is 100% going to have someone in it. Because,
Right.
Manic, if you do me a favor and shoot me, perfect.
Lost contact!
It's gonna take me 30 seconds to recharge another decoy,
Right.
which is a long time.
That is
That's
ages,
yeah.
yeah.
a lot of whereas if I
Reloading, cover
personally
me!
just get off or the timer runs out, it's only gonna take 7 seconds.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yeah,
that's actually
so-
that's a big change.
It is a massive difference in time that everyone should be aware of.
Yeah.
And even quick peeking doorways with IANA is very efficient. Say for example, you have taken like catwalk control in garage, and you're about to plant in here, just CC.
Yeah.
With an IANA decoy, if you were maybe running it, what you'd want to do is probably just have a quick peek of the window. You want to make sure that you're not presenting an obvious target for the person playing on top red.
Yep.
Just because that info can either come back in 7 seconds, or if you mess up, it'll come back in 30, which is a long time if you're trying to set up a plant, because you can't wait
Yeah.
30 seconds for more info to come back.
And how long do you actually have access to the Gemini once you've launched it?
15 seconds in it, and then it takes
Yeah.
2 seconds to deploy.
Okay.
So 17 seconds from when you press the button.
Yeah.
which is actually a lot of time. You can get a lot of room clearing done on this map. For example, you could clear maybe in 10 seconds CC and cache, whereas a drone would take more like 12 seconds just to check all the corners, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in a game of 3 minutes, it definitely, every second counts.
Yep.
Which is why my team likes IANA. Not many teams do like it just because it can get shot and then you may not use it correctly.
Yeah.
But she can be like really strong with intel gathering, as long as you're thinking about where you're going, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her job is not to like lead a path, but rather to try and find where they are without giving yourself up.
Yeah, you can use it in whatever way you want, as long as you're doing it safely. For example, on a map like Coastline, I would clear 2 or 3 rooms with an IANA decoy, which is quicker than a drone. But on a map like maybe Villa, I'll be more being slow, just trying to see what I can see about the setup on site. Just because I don't have to drone a lot in club, because you can do different takes to avoid areas.
Yeah.
So it's more about figuring out what they're doing on site with the IANA and Villa. It's really up to you how you play it. As long as you're being passive but also quick with it, which is a hard thing to learn. But if you give it enough time, you'll get there.
I think it's such a good point that you've brought up about how it's not really that smart to just like yeet the IANA Gemini in and just get shot straight away, because like, you don't really get anything out of that. Which is what I see happen like most of the time.
Yeah, like if you try and make a rush play and then you're forced to wait another 30 seconds, you've really like hurt your team there.
Yeah.
You're not able to get intel very fast, which is just poor.
Yeah.
Whereas if you take your time, it's 15 seconds that you have it, and then it's a 7 seconds recharge. So it's really, you gather a lot more intel if you're, say, more slow. Being careful of the angles, knowing where people will be is a big part of it.
Yeah.
And you just have to really avoid it, maybe, and just. But yeah, that's IANA pretty much.
Yeah.
Kind of. That's a general idea of IANA. When it comes to loadout, though, I would probably say bring nades over smokes.
Yep.
Just because a lot of pushes you do in Siege, you don't 100% need smokes, but nades are always useful.
It's actually, that was going to be my next question, is generally, like, do you bring Yana for her ability, or is just the fact that she can bring nades and a good gun sometimes a deciding factor?
Actually, yeah, that is a big deciding factor. Nades, say, on a map like Villa, they're pretty important. It's also just nice that you can always be gathering more intel.
Yeah.
And for someone like me that likes to drone people in and likes to give them intel, it's always great, because say I accidentally mess up my drones, 2 drones are dead, I can't do anything. Whereas if I'm IANA, I can always give more intel if I'm playing it correctly. But yeah, nades are always a big consideration in picking IANA. But smokes are too, but I would always recommend nades over smokes.
Yep.
Just because you can always either A, get utility off, like a mute jammer, maybe, or you can always get a sneaky nade off from below, or just lob a grenade, hope for the best. Whichever one is your preferred style of grenading, you can always do that, which always helps the push. Even if you... Yeah, exactly. If you want to send it, you can send it. Go for your life.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the gist of IANA.
Yep.
Do you guys have any questions or queries about her?
I do have a question, because I've actually played IANA once, like literally once, and I couldn't get my gadget to deploy. And I figured out afterwards why I couldn't. But like, I was sitting here facing a wall and I'm like, no! So like...
Okay, yes, you always have to face an open area.
Yeah.
There are some spots, I'm pretty sure down here, this is a fun thing, I'm pretty sure if you do aim up, you can actually deploy your IANA. Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
So, yeah.
I really like that.
If you find any sneaky uses for that, it can always be useful. Say you want to gather intel up on catwalk, but you don't fancy jumping up there and looking yourself, you can deploy a decoy, or Yeah, it's a basic principle of just launching it up, but you can find some pretty good uses for it.
I like it.
Nice,
Yeah,
yeah, I like that
there
too.
you
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much IANA, I reckon.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's like simple in nature, but in practice is obviously a bit more detailed than people think.
If you practice your IANA pretty well, you'll have a good time.
No!
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission
God damn
successful.
Just juke you, Like, what are you doing, man? You're embarrassing me.
He's- oh,
Lucky.
get stuff.
Oh, I love it.
Alright. Do we want to switch sides? Go over Clash?
Yes. So I will have to. I'll have to abandon and recreate.
Are we in?
Is there a particular map for Clash that is better?
Club can be pretty good with Clash.
Okay.
Can be.
Yeah.
Depends how you play with it, but I'll explain that, I guess, in depth.
Yeah. What maps do you normally play her on?
Villa is a pretty good map for Clash.
Mhm.
Clubhouse always. She's actually pretty good at a lot of maps. Almost every map except Coastline, I would say she's really adaptable on. I wouldn't recommend her on Coastline just because if you're playing a Coastline game, you want to be gun up and winning your gunfights on defense because it is very attacker sided. Just because of the map layout, and you don't want to be stuck with your metaphorical pants down, left in a 1v5. So,
Well, the way I had to put in metaphorical there.
yeah.
Just to make sure viewers at home knew.
Just make sure.
I've invited you by the way,
Yeah, well,
Sushi.
you know, right now I've got
Perfect.
boxes on, so you know,
Yeah.
you never really know.
You never
think-
know.
I think it's well known these days that casters don't wear pants since we've been casting from home, right?
Yes.
Casting
It's
from
well-known
home.
fact.
Oh, wait, we're meant to
Yeah.
wear them in studio?
Ah, good one.
Exposed. I'm concerned. Yet again.
Yeah. Look, there's some concerning things that you'll learn about Manic during these couple of hours. Tell you what.
Yeah. No.
Doesn't take long.
I've realized that, I'm lucky.
All right. So we are on club defense now. You're gonna be playing some
Perfect.
Clash.
Yep.
Particular sites.
We'll just go cash first because
Yep.
there's a pretty good idea with Clash that you can do to counter a certain take.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go whatever really.
Cool.
If you notice, say you're in a ranked game and the attacking team maybe really likes doing a
Protect
master
the
take,
Mm-hmm.
which is when they'll take control of master side, which is
Down
over
to
here,
10 seconds.
and they'll basically open this con wall and they'll force the
5
plant
seconds.
down in the site wherever they choose. It can be a strong
You must
attack,
protect your bombs from
attack
being
if
defused
you're
by
not
Op
ready
4.
for it. So if you do notice that they're doing master takes, what you can do is, do you have a shotgun by any chance, Raven?
I don't have a shock. Oh, I have the bailiff.
Don't you worry, I'm coming.
Bailiff, perfect. So
Or my body.
make a run through here, just launch through.
Oh, I just launched through. Okay.
Yeah, there we go, perfect. Make some holes here for me. That's what you want to do there.
Is that enough?
Awesome. Yeah.
Op
And then
4
if
has
you want to
located
come
the
to
bomb.
catwalk as well, you can make just some holes here, whatever you want, just so you can see. Perfect. So what you can do with the Clash is basically make a big kill box with her. So what I mean by that is you'll usually have like a Jaeger and a Ormai, and their utility will be here. And your Clash literally has to just sit here, like this, and just stand there.
Yeah.
And then watch the attackers panic.
So I say, in this instance, it's important you're keeping your distance, right? It's not like other shield operators.
Exactly. So you wanna maintain like a semi-close distance because I can zap Manic here, and that'll do around like I think 5 damage. Don't quote me on that one. Every
Yeah, it
tick.
is.
Yeah, 5. Okay, I'm not wrong. So I can actually get attackers pretty low in this position.
Yeah.
So when they do enter here, you can tell your teammates to A, peek from top red, which is here. Or, if we go back to the holes you made earlier, we can tell the attackers to, defenders, sorry, to peek these holes. And what will happen is, in theory, Clash will be stunning them as they walk through. And Manic, as the defender, should be able to pretty much get a freebie basically when they walk in. Because when you're stunned like
Hey,
this,
Raven, go out there, Raven. Let's show the audience how this works.
Oh, you want me to
Yeah,
actually
that-
kill you?
yeah, go for it.
No,
Alright.
you bully.
All right, so say Buck tries to walk in here, it should be a freebie for you.
Should be. I'm missing on
Missing
purpose.
out
I'm missing on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm missing on purpose.
Yeah. Same.
Yes.
Same.
Say it to my
yeah.
face, Medic. Say it to my face. What?
Let's move.
Us?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can come up with a lot of strats for Clash.
Yeah.
Actually, if you've ever watched, I think it was APAC North.
Mm.
I believe it was Giants who came up with it. But what they did was to counter a default CC wall take. They got a Clash to literally stand here and then look up.
I love
so
that
it-
so much.
Yeah, so it blocked the actual drone hole from any Zofia stuns.
Yep.
And that actually countered their entire push, which was pretty creative.
Yeah.
I was actually really amazed when they came up with that because I just never thought about using Clash like that. And you can do the same principles, say on, what is it, Hot Tub on the other side of the map, where there is a drone hole, but you don't have to crouch, you can just stand there. If we just quickly run there.
We're stuck in the doorway.
Perfect. So with this one, you can literally just stand here
Oh,
because
right.
there's nothing for you. And you can stop a Zofia stun. You can, stop grenades from rolling in because you are Clash. You won't take a lot of damage from grenades, really.
Oh my god.
Oh, I just looked at Sushi's screen and his whole face
Jesus.
is just lit up.
Yeah. Story of my life. Anyway, yeah. There's a lot of adaptations you can do with Clash, which are fun.
Yeah.
It's really up to the user how you play the Clash, as long as you play with your team. And if your team are playing with the same idea that you're playing with, you can get a lot of rounds in defense, just based off the chaos that the Clash brings. Actually, something interesting to show. Do you have impacts, Raven?
I don't.
Okay, would you like to execute me? Actually,
Friendly remaining.
Oh my
I
god.
heard it.
Man's wasn't
Top
finished,
10
right?
anime
Man.
portrayals.
man,
Gotta let him
sharpen
finish.
the custom. Anyway,
Okay.
there is you can always bring impacts or barbed wire on Clash.
Yep.
It's up to what kind of strat you want to run. So for example, say you're a Clash in ranked and no one on your team has decided to go smoke or mute, leaving all the rotates up to you.
Sounds like
And,
a real situation to me.
Yeah, perfect. So, Raven, if you want to come here, what you want to do is
10 seconds
throw your
remaining.
impact about a bit higher than that, maybe, if you remember.
5
Back
seconds to
here.
insertion.
Just perfect. And that way you'll be able to run through your
Bomb
rotates
location secure.
all the time.
Very
So
important.
if you're doing setup for the entire team because you're with players in it for the kills, not the setup, you can always carry the team on the setup with impact grenades. They make run rotates, crouch rotates, jump rotates, whichever one you want, as long as you learn how to make the runnable ones.
Bomb has been located by Op 4.
Which I'm sure is a good skill to learn. If you learn how to make runnable rotates, it's always good.
Yeah, look, I think
But,
that's definitely something that I don't think he's talked about that much, but it is a really important skill. Like, if you
Yeah.
have to, it's like we're talking about with the main wall. If you have to always vault through these rotates, like, let's show an example here. If you have to try and vault and then look off to the side at a player, it's just not smooth, and like you were saying,
Yeah.
it does mess up with your aim.
Correct.
So if you can just go straight through, it's like a big difference in how you can take that gunfight.
Yeah, it's a massive difference, and it really helps in every situation. But yeah, if anyone can learn that skill, ranked would be a much happier place. Let me just say that. Yeah,
Yes.
That way we can all just run around and forget about setup and let someone else do it. Just bring impacts, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Not sure what else you could do with Clash really. It's always important when you Clash to communicate with people. which is why I like playing it so much. So say we knew where Manic was, Raven.
Yep.
I would ask you to tell me what you wanted to pick.
Okay.
So say if you wanted to pick the rotate I just pinged, or say the door.
Yep.
I would get you to tell me where I needed to be. So an inch to the left or to the right, whatever. So it's always an important skill to learn, being able to communicate with a clash. That way you don't have any mishaps happen. Yeah. Do you want to go over actually how to counter utility?
With Clash?
Counter Clash? Yes,
Yeah?
with Clash.
Sure. So,
Oh no!
You're lucky.
Manic was just waiting for the go to be able to kill, and you just beat
Yeah.
into it. Cool.
One
so,
step ahead.
To bring.
yeah. What's he needs to bring?
Just bring probably Zofia is the main counter.
Cool. I can go whoever.
Sure.
Okay.
Be fine. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go.
Pulls out a recruit.
Nice.
Secure the bomb.
Scarier.
Straight up.
10 seconds remaining.
Stand clear of window.
5 seconds to insertion.
Cool.
You must protect your bombs from being defused by Op 4.
Yeah, learning that skill we just learned just then, you know, we can run through this rotate. It's always a lovely time.
If you remain in this
There
zone,
he
you
is.
will be detected by hostiles.
Yeah.
Your
Alright,
location has
just
been
want to come up here.
compromised.
This is probably, it's kind of a simple
Op 4 has
technique to
located a
learn.
bomb. You know
If you want
what
to pull out your stun. Yeah, perfect, and just stun me.
I'm ready.
You always want to swivel like that.
I'm gonna have to
it's
stand further back so I don't get stunned.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Hold on, let me stand over here for you.
Maybe.
Perfect.
Wait, can you? Oh no, you can't even see that.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
Let's give this another shot. You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
see it's almost like a 90-degree turn like that, because your
Yeah.
shield will move to the right. If you're able to learn that, and you're versing a solo Zofia, she pretty much can't harm you. Because then she has to pull out her gun, which is going to take about like a second or two. And then you should be safe by then. Even when people are stacked up on the Zofia and you do that technique, which is like one to the left. So if you just want to hit me, it's just like easy like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe we could just kill Brennan and he could just watch you.
Okay,
Last operator
perfect.
standing.
I could definitely do that.
So
Just
if
want
you
an
want to do that,
excuse.
it's going to be extremely hard for him to actually hurt you. And then you can, you know, always zap him, which makes it even harder.
And he
No,
can't.
just-
I was gonna say he can't explode you, right?
No, yeah, you take like minimal damage from explosions. Unless, say, Manic, you put one right behind me.
Oh yeah, I definitely have one left. Oh,
Yes. Yeah, that's the only place you can take damage from as a clash, is from behind. So if you're versing like a grenade op, you just have to position yourself well.
Yep.
Either make sure the nade bounces off your shield in front of you, or you could alternatively just run away, basically, just back up until the nade is in front of you. There's lots of ways to walk around utility. It's very situational, and it's up to you, really. You have to decide. But if you always stick to this kind of trick, almost, where you just tilt to the left, you'll pretty much be safe a lot of the time. So, yeah. That's
I like
pretty
it.
much clutch. Yeah.
Oh,
No, no!
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Just a little fun thing, by the way. That takes 2 seconds to do. If you ever want to actually style on your opponent and 360 them, you'll need to wait 2 seconds before you can actually shoot your gun.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
I've seen a lot of people that go to do that, but they turn back too quick, and it's just all
Yes.
a mess.
Yes. So if you're ever playing Clash and Ranked, always wait about 1.5, maybe 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Before you actually turn around. That way you can 100% get the kill.
Secure the
Because-
area. Keep the bombs
You know,
protected.
you know where they are, and you get to peek whenever you want. That's a Clash. So it's pretty good.
Reloading!
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions about Clash? Or
I was just gonna bring up like a real basic one in terms of her loadout, right? Obviously she's got the shield, and you've been using the machine pistol, but there is a second option for the pistol, right?
Yes. She has the single shot pistol. I can't remember the name. P226 maybe?
Yeah.
Look, I don't know the names, I'll be honest. Never run that, probably. As a strict rule, if you ever go in Clash, what is it called? The SMG pistol she has is infinitely better than the other pistol. It's one of the best SMG pistols in the game.
Yeah, it is pretty
So, as long as you make sure you're controlling your recoil, well, you'll have a fine time with it. And then the other loadout part is impacts and barb, which is completely up to you and what your team is bringing. I would say if you ever notice that your team isn't bringing a smoke or a mute, you should probably always bring impacts to do all the setup for them.
Yeah.
I'm using that trick we learned earlier. But yeah, it's pretty much the gist of Clash. Make sure you're always shield up.
I think my question would be around like when would be the right? Well, actually no. When would be the wrong time to bring Clash?
So as I said before, coastline. Probably avoid playing Clash on coastline unless you have 4 really good gunners that you believe in.
Yeah.
And then I would say
happen in ranked, right? So
yeah, I would say the wrong time to bring Clash is when you're in a room of open areas. So say on gym, I wouldn't really bring Clash just because I would have to, in order to deny a good push. Yeah, let's shoot that. I would have to be in gym because a lot of teams go for a gym plan. So if you force a Clash there, you have to be exposed to windows, which is never what you want. So you've really got to be thinking about how open are the areas and how safe can I almost retreat. Because as a Clash, you have to be able to always retreat to somewhere safe if the defenders start utility spamming you. So if you understand the bomb sites or where you're playing, I feel like you should be able to kind of take a good guess. But always think about if you're close to like a doorway that you can fall behind or a wall that's reinforced that you can fall behind. If you don't think about that, then Clash becomes very hard. But yeah, I think Clash can be brought for a lot of sites in the map pool. Especially Outback for anyone who plays a lot of ranked. I don't think I've barely seen any Clash, but I know she'd be very strong on that map.
Come on then.
Just because there's such tight corridors and you're forced to push through a doorway, which is always Clash's ideal spot. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Raven, did you just impact my grenade then?
I did, yeah. I was gonna say I was gonna ask if you noticed.
I was like, I don't think I held it that long. I mean, that's wild, but... God damn it!
Perfect. Perfect.
Ubisoft Australia, your employee.
Bullying you, am I?
Classic.
This is workplace harassment.
I did not mean to impact your grenade midair, by the way, but I felt like that was actually a great counter as Clash to just, impact the grenade midair.
Yeah.
Great counter.
I actually didn't even know you could do that.
Man of many wise words.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Good luck hitting that though. Every single time.
Yeah, probably not going to happen consistently. Now, I think that's a pretty good little breakdown of Clash. There's really not much else to her because obviously the big part of Clash is that she is just walking intel. Like, you are behind a bulletproof shield, you just get info.
I think I've been caught off by this a lot. Always be careful about where you're actually standing. I've had a lot of moments where I forgot what I was exposed to. Especially say on CC, I've forgotten I can be exposed to this window by like a little leg or something.
Yep.
So it's always safe to just be a little bit further back than you know you're safe. But yeah. Clash is pretty basic, but hard to play, I would say.
One friendly operator remaining.
Wow. Bullied. I agree. I've seen Clash just played. I think people get too comfortable with being aggressive with her, right? Because of the electrocution. Yeah, I think she's actually what you would do opposite, right? Like I think an effective Montaigne player is quite aggressive. Like they get up in the face of those defenders. But yeah, with Clash, it's about keeping that distance, not overextending.
Yes, yeah. You can play it whatever you want, but I would heartily agree that Clash is really good time wastage. So you can bring like a round down to 30 seconds with her, and by that time, if you have a smoke on your team, you can just smoke off the entire room and pretty much get the round win for your team.
Down to 5 seconds.
So if you play the Clash with combined other operators, it can be extremely effective. Yeah. As you said, Raven, I would actually very much agree with that. You don't want to be too aggressive and lose the Clash early, because then you've brought nothing, really, and you've just kind of thrown the round. But yeah, it's kind of fun.
Remain in this zone, you will be
Is there anything else that we could kind of go over about?
To do with Clash? I don't think so.
Yeah. Is there anything else? I'm trying to think if I've forgotten something, maybe. Don't know.
To be honest, like I can't really say that I'm a extensive Clash player, so I definitely have learned some things.
Okay, well, that's always the best thing. If you learn.
detected if you remain in this
Nah,
area.
Manic's just playing out.
He's, he's so sharp.
Friendlies were
He's
eliminated.
so
He's
sharp.
sharp.
Playing out mine time.
He's sharp.
I take it back. Cool.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions about anything?
Look, I think you did a great job explaining those in like very succinct ways. But I definitely want to encourage chat if they have questions about any of these operators, to let us know. But in the meantime, I'm saying let's jump into some Golden Gun.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
because I haven't actually played it
Yummy.
yet. I've been anticipating this because I haven't played it yet.
I've only played like 2
Protect
games
the
of Golden
Oh,
Gun, so I'm not much
something
better.
quick.
I'm just not that sharp of a shooter,
Victorious.
clearly.
I want to let everybody know that Manic has been practicing for days. So.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that is just not true. This could not be a worse time for me.
He's just gonna show off in gun game then. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. X. There we go. I'm inviting you again.
Perfect.
So everybody watching that didn't realize Golden Gun was here, it is here only for one more day, or until the end of today, depending where you live. It's just in the play menu because you don't see it in this intro here. It's in the news panel, I think. Where did we see it? Here. Oh, that's about the gun skin, which I got
That's
last
the
time
gun.
it was up. Yeah. But yeah, you come queue it in the play menu. So hopefully it doesn't take us too long. I imagine there's going to be quite a few people grinding to get that skin. Do you guys have it?
No, I don't. Pretty upset about that. Yeah.
I'm a hustler, but
Todd
No,
always
it's
has the new skins, and he always makes me jealous using them in scrims. It's not so great, man.
Classic.
He's always just whipping it out.
you know what? I do have the skin.
Actually,
Yeah.
now would be a good time to make sure we all have the sushi charm attached.
Look, I'm not even
Support
sure
the
I've got it.
cause.
I'm going to have a look.
I'm pretty sure I can't remember what it's called.
Uh,
I don't
This
even
might
want
take-
to butcher what it said.
this might take a while to find. Oh, I do have it.
Sorry.
Uh,
It's like the little
Ama
Pieces.
Ebi. Ama Ebi.
maybe. Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want to
How do
butcher
we
it.
go, Raven?
If anyone
Well,
actually knows how to say it, I'd love to know. But I actually have
Japanese.
no idea.
So Japanese, like
Yes.
you generally break it into like 2 or 3 syllables. So I'm pretty sure it's
Really?
Ama Ebi. That's how I would predict
Ma-
that it's pronounced.
Ebi.
Yeah.
I'm a Ebi. Wow. Now
As a-
I'm learning
as a-
something.
As opposed to, I
I'm
think a
all
lot of people
ignorant.
would probably look at that and pronounce it a maybe, because that's just how you would pronounce it in English, I guess, right?
Yeah.
A maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I was never great with English, but yeah, sure. If you say yes, I'll agree.
What does it start with? Sorry.
AMA was it?
Yeah. AMAEBI. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think I mean I don't know a lot of Japanese. But I know a little bit. So based on my limited knowledge,
A little bit.
yeah, I think ma. Yeah, someone in chat is kind of confirming this. Ma ebi.
Ama Ebi.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've never really learned Japanese, but I always wanted to.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same.
I've wanted to do.
I've learnt a little bit, but definitely not as much as I want to learn because it's a fun language.
Yeah.
I tried to learn Chinese once, and if anyone knows anything about me and trying to learn, it didn't go well.
What do you mean? You're like a pro
Unlucky.
Siege player now, mate. You've learnt everything.
Come on, you've learned all the tricks. You can be a pro now.
You watch me. I'm a Clash man from now on.
Oh, I'm scared.
Stuck in gold Clash.
Oh, here we go. McBrewski's in the chat, coming with all the goods here. He said, "Amma equals sweet, Ebby equals prawn, so it's sweet prawn."
Oh, wow. Okay. The more you know. Thank you.
The more you know. Hey,
Never have known that.
we got a game.
Kind of sad it's not just called the sushi charm, but oh well. We'll live and learn.
Yeah, we can just
The
pretend.
SX Shi charm.
Yes, the SX she charm. Alright.
Sweet prawn.
Oh yeah, it's not all the ops, is it?
Oh, yeah, I just realized. Damn. Alright. Oh, no. Frost is definitely the play. Are we using utility in this game mode, or are we not trying to win? What's the go here? Like,
I literally just scroll between barbed wire and BPC, and I'm like, what should I bring? But I'm happy to not use utility if you want to do that.
alright. No. Utility away, my friend.
There's not a prep
Let's get
phase,
the
right?
win.
From memory.
Oh, really?
Is that right,
Oh,
Manic?
I
Do
don't
you
know.
remember?
What was that, sorry?
There's
Can
no
you
prep
confirm?
phase, right?
Oh, yeah, I definitely know exactly what happens in this game.
Yeah.
Man's been paying attention.
He is a boss, it's coming by, and Raven has pushed me in front of it.
that's
Sorry, bro.
No,
Yeah,
I haven't been able to touch it yet, which I'm super mad at.
Lucky.
I think from memory there isn't a prep
Mrs.
phase.
had me on lockdown over weekend, so you know,
Classic.
she didn't let me out of the room, and she was very upset with me that I'd spent all week playing games.
Oof, that's an oof, dude.
Op 4 is located.
No,
Oh my
no,
god,
no.
I almost killed somebody.
Oh, he said.
Yeah, look, no prep phase.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, here we go.
You have entered an enemy
Oh, they're already here. Okay.
Oh, I shot the rail. I'm so sad.
compromised.
Okay. Well, I've got the rotates for us. Don't you worry.
Bro, they got a 0. Oh no.
Oh, see you
Oh!
later, buddy.
Go off.
See you later. No worries. Maybe this is my new game mode.
Oh, there's a cam above you. Quick.
I got one.
Good pick.
I killed Lion.
One Op 4 remaining.
Oh, main stairs. Got the call outs going.
Bathroom, maybe? No.
Oh, yes. All the way downstairs.
Oh, there we go.
4 eliminated. Mission
Oh,
successful.
it's so brutal. I love
There
it.
it is. Yeah. It's actually one of the most satisfying things, actually. Getting on one side with the deagle.
Yeah,
Pretty
I feel
nice.
that.
That's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
question by the Brushki. The Brushish.
What's the question?
What's the question?
You know the question? Not related to ops you talked about, but what's it going to take for anyone to bring the ACS auto shotty on Alibi Maestro?
Well, not in this game mode. I'll
You
have
know,
you know.
actually,
You go.
funny thing about that, right?
Mhm.
I love the shotgun on Maestro. The only reason I don't bring it is because I get bullied by my teammates. Literally. The shotgun can actually be so much fun to play with, but the
Protect the
ult is just
biohazard container at all
the
costs.
best gun in the game.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
it's hard to really argue to bring the shotgun over the gun with 81 bullets, which is very strong.
Be detected
Yeah.
if you remain in this area.
If you ever just feel like having some fun though, 100% bring the shotgun. Would recommend.
I was gonna say there is an asterisk on this question. Was unofficial playdays, but I'll have you know I've been domed by that shotgun in ranks.
You have entered
Uh-oh.
an enemy controlled area. Leave now. You will be spotted.
Uh oh, Sushi died.
I may have been trying to. There's someone in pool.
Oh yes.
I don't want to talk about it.
I wanted to talk about it.
When we talk about it.
Enemy
I messed
drone
up.
is moving into position for scan.
Oh, sorry. Oh my god.
Actually,
Oh,
about
it's
the
two.
shotgun, I'm pretty sure Pengu is like one of the only one to ever bring the shotgun in competitive play. He used it on a church defense on Alibi.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Enemy
It
drone
was
is
only once though. I don't know if it was like a mistake.
victorious. Hostiles
That was
eliminated.
clean. Sorry.
Raven is so impressive.
I was so focused on this shot.
That's gnarly.
You said Pengu brought the shotgun in a comp game.
Yes,
That was the last thing I
yes.
heard.
Yes. No, I'm pretty sure Pengu is the only one who has ever brought the shotgun on Alibi. It wasn't Maestro, it was on
Ah, okay.
Alibi. It was on a club defense on church, and they won it. So you know,
Oh,
100%
there you go.
success rate. There you go.
Was that before or after its change?
After I think.
So when
Yes, after.
when it's a slug?
Yeah, when
Not
it's
it.
a slug.
Yeah.
Because when it became a slug, it actually became very strong.
Yes.
That's when I really enjoyed using it.
See, I'm surprised that it's not used more too, because like the
Yes.
TCSG is they're pretty similar now. Like, they're quite similar shotguns.
The only reason I think it's not used is because the other guns they have available are just so strong in their own regards. It's really hard to trade off a shotgun for like a fully automatic hipfire machine, whatever. Yeah. Oh, I made a mistake. They have Ella mines everywhere.
Were they in
Famous
full?
last words. I made a mistake.
Yeah.
You're
I
right.
The last thing I saw was an Ella mine. Let's go, Manic.
Oi, that was definitely an alibi. Come on.
Oh my god, they're everywhere, dude. I've run into two now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all good. Am I getting spotted as well?
Secure the container.
See you later, buddy.
Stop securing the
See, oh,
container.
that was very
Oh.
close. Okay,
Go. Sharp, let's
let's
go.
go.
Op 4 laptops.
I missed. He's in kids.
Is he prone?
Oh.
Yeah.
Op 4
It was.
successful.
Bruh.
Oh, that was scary.
What a game.
Oh, Chalky Milk's in our game. He was in chat
Who's
before.
chucking nuts?
Oh, it was too.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Oh dear.
That's hilarious.
Up the chucky.
Chucky is very good at making the memes. I will give him that.
Yeah. I think I saw one on Twitter the other day. Can't remember which one it was though.
GG's, Chalky.
Now I want to go look.
Yeah, he did make one. It was a Ferox one too, wasn't it? Actually. Felt like
Oh,
it
was it the one? Was it a choking one? Because that.
Yeah,
that's-
no.
that-
I think it was about. Like, was it Chucky that clipped me saying that like that wildcard were meant to take the map easily?
Oh yes, that was the one. It was a clip of you. Okay, yeah.
Love
Damn
it.
you,
yeah.
Chucky.
Love
My
it.
man
Yeah.
doesn't miss a beat.
My man didn't have faith in Ferrox lineup. We
I
tried.
had faith in the season. Just
No,
8,
right.
7.
I'll let you in on something here, Sushi. When we were joking in the pre-show, and I said
Yeah.
when like the community vote came up, and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be OT." Also, in our caster Discord, I said Ferox takes it 7-0 just as a meme, and then like when it got to
Oh
5-0,
my
I'm like,
God.
"Oh my god, it's happening!"
Oh, it honestly very much could have been a 7-0 if we just didn't mess up like a few minor things. Very cut about that, but oh well.
Classic.
Yeah, no,
For
it's
me,
just
it was
how
that
goes.
last round on the defensive side. If we had that, if you guys had that clean with a 6-0, I was all on board. But the 5-9, I was like, oh
5
no.
on is doable. 5 on is
Yeah.
doable.
And wildcard made that doable. But damn, you know, like I think you guys have obviously watched the VOD back, haven't you?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
have.
How like you guys must have been proud with how well you played in that first half, especially.
Look, like we were happy with our defensive performance, but then like we always have this thing where we just can't be happy. It's always like we really played poorly on attack, which is
Yeah,
just like our fault. We couldn't even open CC wall, which is like pretty much a GG at that point in time. Like you can't really win
Yeah.
a round if you don't open CC wall, but Yeah, it is what it is. You gotta
Yeah.
just move on, focus on the positives. You know,
Mhm.
we helped our round difference a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
yeah. Yeah.
Actually, with that, I think you've kept wildcards round difference incredibly low compared to last season, which is
Op 4 has located the
just
biohazard
wild.
container.
Yeah.
You're about to
I'm
get
pretty
a
sure
starting
Wildcard
time.
has always been a team we've
Someone
always
exposed you.
come really close to. Last season,
Yeah.
what? We came.
Last
Eight,
season was
seven?
7-5,
Constantly,
right?
yeah,
So,
yeah. I think I brought that up on the broadcast as well. It's like the Warden Ethan duel. That was nuts,
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah. Ethan actually went hard. We were looking, just for some nostalgia, we were looking at Ethan's stats in a while. He was a very good player.
Enemy is about to scan the area.
Oh my god, I'm getting flashed and line scanned. And then he dies.
That's good.
Yes, look, Ethan was nuts. Very activated last season, let's say that.
Yeah, no. He was mega activated. He went massive against us.
Decides to leave on a high note.
He repelling.
One
Oh!
op
Yeah,
4
he's dead.
remaining.
Watch him be just down here. Oh, he's in dieting. Get him.
I can't help you.
We're coming.
Oh, he's gone. He's running. There you go.
I'll cut him off, I'll cut him off.
Oh,
Oh.
he slaps some. Reload! Did he go up?
Oh, I was gonna try
Oh,
C4.
see ya, buddy.
Look at the body fly. Jeez.
Chilling out.
Jesus.
Just don't even worry about it, boys.
Oh, what? He was just hanging out on the stairs. What the
Yeah,
hell?
he was just hanging
I
out
thought he
there.
was on top of the stairs. I went for it there.
Yeah, big time.
Nice.
To be honest, if you're not going Oryx or Ella, I don't think you really have the right picks. And
No, clearly not.
Oh, I think Alibi is probably a good one for this.
No, Alibi's good.
You gotta go with the
Oryx.
Oh, let's go to smoke actually.
I'll remind people in chat
Smoke
too.
Eagle.
Total Q&A right now. You can ask us questions about anything, including Manic's facial skin procedure.
Routine.
I saw that
Routine.
question in there earlier, and I was
Yes.
like, is this a troll?
You have beautiful skin, bud. What are you talking about?
Yeah. What's the routine? We gotta copy it.
Protect the biohazard
Routine
container at
is
all
just
costs.
like, I don't know why, but I was always, this is gonna be weird, I was always a very sweaty kid, and for some reason it helped my skin immensely. Don't
Wow.
even,
Nice.
don't even ask.
Yeah, natural oils.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a shame your
Yeah.
sweatiness didn't transfer to your siege play.
It's unfortunate. That's right.
Sorry, dude. Sorry, bro.
You know what? That's cool, man. That's cool. Take your pot shots while you can. Take them while you can, mister. I'm buff now.
Hey.
Let's go. Oh,
Ah! I couldn't
Op 4
make it.
last stop standing.
Terrified.
Oh god, I love this game.
Oh!
Op 4 eliminated.
Yeah, look, it's a lot of fun.
Successful.
It's just every kill is satisfying.
yeah, it's actually so much fun playing this game.
Oh,
'Cause
nice.
I didn't play this last time. They had golden guns. So
Oh yeah,
this is very enjoyable.
yeah. No, it is good. It's good fun.
Scribbler, that's a little bit weird, man. I'm not gonna lie.
What did you say?
Actually, do we know the next game mode yet? Or is that still undercover?
Like the events or?
Yeah, has it been announced yet?
No,
'Cause I'm actually kind of keen. Oh,
has
okay.
not been announced.
Well, it's coming up to October, right? So
Oh,
It's
maybe
gonna be-
they probably a Halloween themed one like
yeah,
last
it's
time.
surely.
There is generally spooky modes, so
Yeah,
I'd say so.
the last, what was it, the hammer one, where you could have what?
Doctor's
sledgehammer
Curse?
as your weapon. Yeah, Doctor's one.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
That was great.
That was when Theme Park got released, wasn't it? I think, or redone.
I think it was like just before that. Like I think that was the last appearance of old theme park. I'm pretty
okay,
sure.
Maybe no, you're
Proceed
probably
to
right
the
actually.
biohazard container and
Thinking
secure
back to it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Raven's barely wrong. Just ask him. He'll tell
Hey.
you.
Oh, now.
We all have fun here, kids. Don't worry.
Where'd he go?
Oh, Jesus! I can hear him
Dude.
close. That's why I naded.
There's two of them.
Uh
Oh, oh.
oh, he's. Wait. Oh, the sound just then was whack.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard someone run behind you. I was confused.
Oh, I missed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, these Ella concussions, dude.
Oh, they've got a frost as well.
Oh, I missed
Unlucky.
again. I'm so concussed.
Secure the biohazard container.
Oh,
Secure
oh, Raven, no.
Maybe no.
There we go.
eliminated.
Oh, Jesus. It's terrifying.
That sounds about right.
Oh, yeah, to the right.
Ah, classic.
Oh, look at us.
Sick.
I don't think we've lost a round yet, have we?
Oh, we're just the best. Honestly.
Too good with findings.
Mm.
Everyone's pose with the deagle at the end too looks pretty cool.
It looks sick. It looks sick.
Am I getting battle pass for this? Oh, I am getting battle pass points for this. This
Yeah,
is great.
Yeah,
I do.
It's gonna last
Oh.
like 500.
I'm almost on 12 tier.
Huge, bro.
You've only got 47 to go. That's fine.
Oh my god. 47. I've got
48.
69 to go. I'm pretty sure it's 70 tiers, right?
70, yes. It's a lot of
Oh,
tears.
sorry. Wait. Sorry. 59. I'm throwing.
Yeah.
I did math a long time ago. Okay.
All right. There's one rule that I bring to every broadcast. I'm gonna let you in a little secret. Never do live math. No matter how good your math is, man. Like,
Easy.
if there is one subject I did well in at school, it was math, and I will never attempt to actually calculate something because I know the second I say something, it's instantly wrong.
100%. I'm just gonna stick to that rule for the rest of my life. Never doing math in front of people.
Yeah.
Yep. Good rules.
You always bring up the old calculator. What you do is you make it awkward enough that people tune out by the time you put it into your calculator. If you really see,
Okay, I see.
That's how it
Big
works, is
now.
it, mate? Jeez.
It's pretty fun.
So besides the sushi charm, are there any other charms that you like or that you run, or are you literally just sticking the sushi
Oh really?
charm?
I'm just like a sushi fanatic, just love it. So, I just gotta represent. Alright, got my in-game charm going. Right. Maybe actually. Maybe there's this little Halloween charm with this little white head, and it's kind of spooky. I do like that. It does
cool.
appease.
that's a good point. Just answer with confidence, even if you're wrong. I feel like that is definitely happening in politics worldwide at the moment. So
Who said
Yes.
that? That man's a wise man.
This
a
guy
wiser man than I.
I just saw this guy's username. I don't know what the NMHL means, but ATAR 99.95. Like, oh my god, dude.
Could you imagine?
No, I couldn't because I didn't even get an ATAR, so I couldn't.
Shocky.
Rough go.
Chalky Milk in chat would like to know, what sushi do you like the most?
Oh, tempura prawn.
Good answer.
Actually,
You know,
that-
little sushi roll, with tempura prawn.
have you given us your origin story for your name?
Oh, good point.
Oh god. Wow. This is really cringe. Really.
Yes. Yes.
Op 4 has located the biohazard container. You're
I
about to
was
begin
making a
starting
PS4
time.
account, as all good things start with that. And I couldn't think of a name, so I literally got a notepad up, and I was like, I wrote the 3 things that I liked, and it was, I think at that time it was sushi, my internet, and
Enemy drone incoming, starting the clock.
and then I just added Lord on there for fun. So my, hey, let me type this out because it's worse in chat.
What'd you have? Sushi Telstra Lord or something like that.
I think it was something like that. Something like, I can't remember the exact way it was done. So like, it was pretty bad. So when I came to PC, I just did sushi. So yeah.
That is great. I love
They've
that.
ceased attempting to secure the
It
container.
is unbelievable. Well, my first started with Twitch. I had Twitch as my origin, and Unfortunately, I didn't know that
Op
Twitch was a
last
streaming
operator
platform
standing.
way back when, so
Oh,
I
really?
very quickly changed that. Yeah, I love the name as well. I was like, Twitch has a nice ring to it.
Yeah,
and then-
Twitch would have been a good name. Unlucky.
Yeah, and someone sent me a link, and they were like, "Oh my god, you're a faker." I'm like, "What?" This is back when I'm 13, by the way. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I barely used the internet.
yeah,
Unlucky.
yeah.
Where's this last
I
guy?
think everyone had a bad console name. To
On roof, I think.
Yeah, the console names do go hard though in nostalgia.
XX 420 no scope 69XX.
Yeah, the
That's
classic
that.
COD username. Where's this last guy? Hold
I
on,
think
I'm
he's
going
on the
for a
roof.
hike.
I think he's on the
I'm
roof.
going for a hike. I'll be back.
Surely someone's not playing this sweaty that they're just chilling out.
Yeah, he's not in Ferrari spawn. Everyone check. I'm checking
Yeah,
pool.
everyone check. Raven's definitely just
Yeah.
hard looking.
Well, I thought I heard him near the hatch before.
I feel like he's lining me up. Oh, whew. He's on the roof.
He is?
Yeah, he definitely lined you up.
Yeah.
Man, what a sweaty boy.
Where is this?
It's like here. Oh,
Oh, see you later, mate.
Oh, he's in the pool. He's actually in the pool. What?
oh, like down with you.
Detected if you
Yeah,
remain in
down
this
with
area.
me. He's not on the roof.
Spotted by hostiles.
What a
Fall back.
gamer.
Alright.
I'm waiting for you to get domed, Raven.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it too.
Oh, he's right there to your left.
Oh, you saw him down the, yeah.
Yeah, there, yeah.
Down to
To the right of
15
that. He's like hiding.
Oh,
Friendly
oh
last
my god!
Oh, no.
Time
Oh,
expires
no.
in 10 seconds.
Alright, we win. Good job, boys. We delayed the time.
Imagine.
5 seconds
See,
left.
that was the strat. This is the big brain play.
He definitely has an ATAR of 99.
Yeah.
Op 4 did not
Fine,
meet
really
the
does.
requirement time.
Yeah.
Friendly mission a success.
Wait until the last second. He is 100% all-knowing and all-powerful.
I wanna know what subjects he did to get that ATAR.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm impressed.
I'm so glad that, like, I finished my year 12, but I didn't go for an ATAR.
Right.
Probably because I wasn't really at school for like 50% of it, but I just was like, man, if I go for an ATAR, I'm gonna get like a 30, and
Oh, dude.
I just straight up like, I wasn't a dumb kid, but I'm like, I'm not gonna embarrass myself by getting like, you know, in the bottom 30% of the state, and that's if I'm lucky. So I was like, nah. And now that I think about it, I'm like, it's a pretty rough way of like giving you a score at the
Op
end of
4 has
your
located the
13 years of
biohazard
school.
container.
Yeah.
Like,
It can be
Starting the clock.
pretty unnecessary, isn't it?
You've been exposed.
If anyone's scared that they're gonna fail HSC, it does not matter. Literally, don't
Like, you're a
stress.
student. Just-
Yeah, like just. Oh, we're here. Just become a gamer.
Enemy
Easy.
is about to
That is
scan
the
the
best
area.
call out I've ever heard, Sushi. Can you teach me?
Yeah, so my list of callouts go. He's over there, and he's on that thing.
He's
I'm
on pin
currently-
four.
Yeah, I'm currently learning a new one. It's called "He's on my ex." It's a pretty advanced call out though.
Drone is
I
coming
think
through.
this one
Please,
sunrise.
please give context to this one, Sushi.
You know, you die and he's just say
Op
he's
4
on my
securing
ex.
the biohazard container.
Oh, they're securing.
Stop the hostiles from securing the biohazard container. They've
Oh
ceased
wow, I
attempting to
just
secure the
body
container.
fly.
One Op 4 remaining.
Okay.
Alright, we're
It's
going
the-
to the pool. It's
Is it the
100%
same gamer?
No, I think
No,
it's
it's
a
not.
different
It's
gamer.
Op 4
Different
is
one.
securing the
Oh,
biohazard
here we
He's
go.
on site.
Intervene immediately.
Okay, I got this.
Oh my god, he got me.
Okay.
Behind the pool.
Manic,
take
it
it.
may be all on you. Okay, it's all on me.
Oh, you almost got me.
Okay, hold up. We can kill him. We can kill him. He's gonna peek. Okay,
Oh,
he's
you
not.
didn't
Okay.
peek.
We lost the round, boys.
Container was secured by Op 4.
Oh,
Blame
I should have
Sushi.
held my ground. Nope.
He,
He's just a better gamer than me.
I think he ended up wallbanging me. Yeah, he is a solid gamer.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty
this sweaty gamer, we were all running off fighting out of it.
What are you trying to say, Manny?
I'm trying to say we're sweaty.
Let's go some Maverick, shall we? Gonna love it.
Nothing wrong with a bit of Maverick.
No, exactly.
So did you
You're asking me
ever
what-
did you ever anticipate that you would be doing something like this, Sushi? Is this ever like something you actually actively tried to pursue, or was just like,
I think, I guess every like teenage boy is always like, oh yeah, I want to
The biohazard
play
container
games
and
professionally.
secure it.
That's so much fun.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I never really actively like tried to improve myself daily so I could be at this level. I just enjoyed the game so much that I just got good at it. To a point where you, oh my god, they're there.
I feel bad.
Just to like a point where like I could be good at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wallbanged that guy.
Still out of luck.
Unlucky.
Cool.
Oh,
Okay, there's a guy just here.
Secure the container.
Where is he? Oh, he goes flying.
Nasty.
Jeez.
that is actually the most enjoyable shot. Maverick just going for a little swing.
Oh
there.
my god.
He went
I was
flying.
swinging at it.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, did you ever have a moment where you really wanted to like pursue casting? This is for like either one of you.
You
Like,
go
was
first,
there
Rob.
ever like a telltale moment you were like, "This is what I want to do"?
Raven, I'll let you go first.
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay.
Yeah, man.
Casting, I mean, not so much. The whole esports career, I'd say yes, because I was already working full time, like in other jobs that I didn't really like. So when I just discovered that I was actually pretty decent at the game and wanted to try to pursue it as a pro player, I was like,
Biohazard container
I would
located.
totally
Proceed to
quit
its
my
location.
job to pursue this once I can make it viable enough to do so.
Right.
So yeah, like I eventually did that once I was a coach, but then I decided to do casting because I don't know, I just thought it'd be a bit of fun on the side, if anything. But then I ended up enjoying it a lot more than I expected. Yeah. Just kept... Oh my god, I got ran out on.
And the rest is history.
Rest is history.
History to you.
Yeah.
Nice. You know, because I thought it was interesting that you went from player to caster. Like, it
One friendly
obviously
operator
helped you.
remaining.
I'm assuming.
Definitely.
Understanding the game, but like, it's a big jump to say, okay, I want to cast now from playing the game because it's very different.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sure the prep work you have to do is very different than Siege, like playing it.
Yeah, it is, and I think that's obviously a part that some people maybe don't.
Yeah.
I'd say
Op
appreciate
4
enough of
eliminated all
casters is like it
friendlies.
does
Yeah,
take like a lot of prep work to
Right.
be ready to talk about stuff.
Because you have to be able to talk about like every team in the region, and then be able to look at, say, if these strats would be done in other regions, and like there's a lot to like realize as a caster. You have to know.
Yes.
Just kind
And
of.
that's where I consider myself quite fortunate because
Right.
because I know the game so well. I feel like I just absorb so much information like a sponge, so it's not much effort for me to prep.
Yeah.
Whereas like
Right.
maybe someone like Rob,
Me?
Yeah.
where he's not that well versed in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to put in a lot of work.
You
It's
came
very-
from CS, didn't you? Then.
Yeah. That's actually like, I mean, for me, I actually never knew that esports was a thing, man. Like straight, I was playing soccer before this. I got injured, and one day I was like looking online. I'm like, man, like I play 20 hours of CS. Well, I was gonna say a day, but I was like 10 hours of CS a
Biohazard
day,
container
and I'm not
located.
really doing
Proceed to its
anything.
location.
And I found like HLTV, if anyone knows what that is. It's like basically the CS hub, and
Right.
I saw that there were 2 Australian teams playing. I was like, what? Like what? They're Australian people that play the game. Did my research in that, and then I think it was like the real eyebrow raiser for me was IAM Sydney. I like
Right. Yeah.
went to IAM Sydney with the boys just to have like a bit of
Securing the
fun,
container.
and man,
Actually,
I
yeah.
saw
Which,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which
go.
IEM did you go to?
I went to
What
the
year?
IAM Sydney, the original IAM Sydney, and I was like,
We have
I was
been
looking and I'm
eliminated.
like, holy moly, like I could do that. Like, I was watching the guys up on the screen and I was like, man, I would love to be there. And I just started doing like mad research into how to do it and was like, nah, this is what I want to do. And,
Right. That's fair. No, I remember
then we-
going to a IEM actually. That was.
yeah,
It's an insane experience that anyone would love. Actually, like the
Yeah.
crowd at Sydney is just unbelievable.
yeah.
Like, it was-
And it is one of those things where it's like it can benchmark an experience, but it's so like it is. For me, it was like the experience that got me heavily involved. So much so that I was like willing to put my whole life on the line for it. And I was like, this you know, and ever since Siege started to, you know, pick up in popularity, and we're seeing like the Six Invitationals being absolutely like the show they put on at Six Invitationals now, I'm like those are wicked, dude. You know, like I think that Siege have done an incredible job at actually competing with some of the biggest esports, like the leagues and the CSs that have been established for years now. So I think there's just as much joy in that. But definitely, man, like all it takes is one little experience, and
and it's just like you're hooked.
Yeah.
To be like that. I think it's a good point too that you brought up about the age. Is like I feel like some people don't like a lot of comparisons. Of course, very naturally are made between like the Siege esport and other esports, but Siege is like a baby compared to things like League of Legends and CS.
Yeah. With CS being around for what, like I think over 20 years now, and I think LoL's been around for 10 years or something like that. Like it's just the fact that Siege has caught up so quickly in all facets is it shocks me to see that, like that someone's been able to put in that much effort, that it's kind of grown to this point. And now you got full esports and the boy Sushi out here tapping some heads, you know.
It's pretty impressive, honestly. Let's just jump out here. Not the play.
Jump out, right?
Yeah.
I missed.
Seems to be the play style that works.
Starting the clock.
Did someone throw a where am I getting shot from?
In this zone, you will be detected by
Is there someone out in the cubby house?
Oh, there's two people here! Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
That guy was just standing still. Oh my god, he's right next to me. Oh, I died.
Way to go.
You will be detected if you remain in this area. Your location has been compromised.
It's those big tournaments are really the ones that like pull in so much interest. You know, like I think the leagues, like the leagues and tournaments that run outside of like the Six Invitational, do an incredible job at maintaining that audience and giving people something like week in, week out, and then looking forward to the Six Invitational. But boy, like the show that Six Invitational puts on now,
that's impressive.
It is, man.
Yeah.
You have to have vision to do something like that. Like it's really ambitious. So you can definitely see why people get dragged into it. It's actually, it's so funny, man. The reason why I started getting involved in Siege is because of Dev. Cast with him once, we hit it off, and Dev's like, "Hey, man, come over here and play some games with us." And I was like, "Okay," vibing out, and then before I knew, he was trying to drag me in. It is one of those things that like, I just enjoy playing Siege with people. You know, like with people I know.
Protect the
It
biohazard
is,
container at all costs.
but God, you're playing by yourself. You really have to rely on those other people.
You're about to get
Yeah, it can be a daunting challenge relying on someone else. Oh my god.
Sushi, what do you think about the proximity alarms?
Oh wow. Hang on, he's dead.
Let me just phone this kid.
drone is coming in for a scan.
They're average, I would say. They're not like a must-have.
If you remain
Yeah.
in this zone, you will be
They
detected
can be
by
worked into
hostiles.
some
Your
strats. I've
location
seen
has
some
been
people use
compromised.
them to a good point. Oh, he's going on.
Container.
Uh-oh.
Intervene immediately.
Oh, they're outside.
Hostiles from securing the container.
No, I've never really come across someone using them to a point where I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
One Op 4
Oh, I
is
just
securing the
whiffed.
biohazard container. They've ceased attempting to secure the container.
Oh,
Failed. All friendlies have been neutralized.
Unlucky. But yeah, I don't know. I've never really been amazed by how they were used. So I've never really gotten behind them, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
no, I get that.
But they can be good if you're solo queuing. Wow. Like you can pretty much just sit in this like little tight corner, have two proxy mines, one on
Yeah.
each door, and you know, just pretty much just get
Sweet.
freebies.
And just swing, baby.
Yeah, just swing when you hear something. Pretty much.
I like it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd love to see something like that. I'm amazed about with the beepers though.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never had that moment like, wow, they can do this. That's like a must-have thing in a defense. It's an
Proceed
add-on.
to biohazard
Really?
container location.
Yep.
Well,
pot shots before we go in, boys. You know, you never know what you might hit.
Oh, I got swung on.
Good.
I did.
Oh, see you later, buddy. Oh, see you
Wow.
later, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, see you later, alligator.
Oh, sushi.
Oh,
That was nuts, dude.
Oh my god.
wow, they really reinforced, huh?
Yeah, they do be trying to win.
They'd really be trying to win out
Like
here.
a proper setup.
I literally just came with like a Sophia waiting to open a wall. Nope. They were not happy about that one bit.
I think I'll stick a
Let's bring an ace just to make sure, you know. And Chocky, I used to be, well, I'm pretty sure you could just assume this, but a goalkeeper. I was the kid between the sticks that was too fat when I was younger to run around the field, and so
Jeez,
they put me in the sticks, and and I never left. They fed me a donut a game, and that was enough. No, I took it very seriously for like 10, 15 years.
Biohazard container located. Proceed
It really
to
did
location.
start with me just being a little fat, chubby kid and being forced to sit in goal. So the origin story is beautiful.
Throwing flashbang.
That is definitely not a breakable surface. What's your opinion on aim trains?
Secure the biohazard. Resume
a good
securing the
question.
container once the threat is
I have no
neutralized.
opinion on aim trains.
Oh no!
Not yet, anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Just team killed this guy.
Hostiles stop securing the container. 1 on 4 remaining.
No.
Hostile
Oh, I
activity
messed up.
neutralize the threat.
Oh
Mission
no.
was unfriendly.
Are you actually sorry? Oh my.
I'm very sorry, buddy.
It's alright, I don't care.
Oh, shit, Sherry.
What a chad.
He's on ping. On ping.
Yeah, he is.
On ping.
Oh.
He's moving.
Securing the
He's right next to you.
container
He's next to you.
neutralized.
He's next to you.
Oh,
Oh my
I
god!
can't see him! I couldn't see him!
What was going on? How
Oh
did
my
he miss?
word.
How did he miss so many knives?
Oh, unlucky.
I just,
Oh.
I don't know why I killed that guy, teammate. I just
No, it's just instinct, you know? Just
must
sharp.
be. Yep, that's it. We'll say that.
He's just better. He's just better.
Actually,
We'll say.
aim trainers are an interesting thing, actually. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
talking to one of my teammates about them. They have to be something you have to really dedicate a lot of your time to if you actually want to like improve your aim. They can't be something you just like do for 5 minutes and then just say, yeah, I've trained my aim.
Yes.
It has to be like for an hour a day, and it actually helps. But entirely up to the person. You may not like
Biohazard
have
container
the
located. Proceed to
stamina in your
location.
wrist to even do that hour a day, which is completely different. And yeah, it has
There's
to be
actually- That's a big point that I feel like doesn't get talked about a lot, which is like the real wrist issues that you can have for aiming
yeah.
and the hours you spend. Like that can, if you don't take care of yourself, that can be very dangerous.
Yeah.
So stretch your wrists. I know that sounds like the weirdest thing you may have ever heard come out of my mouth, but
No, yeah, I can relate to the stretching the wrist thing. I
Yeah.
broke my wrist when I was playing comp, like, what, 6 months? No, geez, 12 months now ago. That's like when I started. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Anyway, and then ever since then, my wrist has actually had really bad pain, so I had to start doing, like, kind of stretches almost,
1
or
on
like
4
wrist
remaining.
warm-ups, I don't know,
Hostile
just to make them feel better,
activity.
which is
Container once the
actually
threat is neutralized.
something people should really
Op
do.
4
Yeah.
eliminated.
yeah.
That's a good point. In general, I think so many people underestimate like the physiology of playing games, like professionally, in that
Yeah.
it's not just you're a game you sit at your desk and you play. You should actually think about a whole lot more to it than that. Like, yeah,
Take care of yourself, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Really, and like it can be as simple as like literally, like I know this is gonna sound crazy, but like literally as simple as like getting up and doing a couple of push-ups or squatting your own weight or like a plank or and like resetting your eyes is a big one. Like I used to sit here and play games for like, 10, 12, 14 hours straight and then like just never look off the screen unless someone came in to talk to me. But it really can help like immensely, just like even just walking outside for 2 minutes just to reset your eyes. That's strange.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Getting the blood flow like going through your body is always like good. You always feel more energized. It's like you just play better if you've done something that day.
100%. I agree.
It's funny. It actually translates to casting as well. Raven and I
Totally.
We started casting like standing up the other day and just found so much more energy. Like
it's too easy when you're sitting down. Like if we're sitting down watching a game and like I'm just putting data into the spreadsheet as we go, like it's just too easy to get like zoned in, but not in the right way. Like So standing up's been great.
Monotonous. It's like.
So you guys actually have standing up desks then? I'm assuming.
Manic does.
Or just
I don't.
Standing up.
I've just been standing up and like I put my mic stand all the way up and everything else is fine. But if I need to like input on my laptop, which is what I use these days, like it's a bit. I have to like stretch down and it hurts my wrist a little bit, so I have to figure out a solution for that.
You should just get like a podium and then you put the podium in your laptop.
Yes, that is probably the solution. So I'm hoping I've got that organized by playoffs. But yeah.
Nice.
Just around the corner. Speaking of
playoffs.
Biohazard container located. Proceed to its location.
We got massive games on a Wednesday.
Oh yes. Don't want to lose that one, do you, Sushi?
Yeah, we can't lose that one.
Raven is toxic.
That's not meant to be toxic. That's not toxic. Sushi knows, man.
Yeah, I can't lose that one, eh?
Yeah, you definitely. That one will send you home packing.
Yeah,
Secure the container.
Literally gotta send us home, so make sure everyone's on for that game, I guess. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't.
Last operator standing.
Where'd he go?
Nice work.
I don't know. I think he was below.
Left.
I think
I
he
feel
was
like you were
below.
about to say something just before.
Oh, I was gonna pitch in on the aim trainer thing because I definitely have some opinions on that. In that, I think aim trainers will only help you out if you don't have like a good base aim. Like if you really lack mechanical skills as an FPS PC player. So for sure, like somebody switching from console, for example, I think doing aim trainers regularly would be good for that. But I feel like once you get to a certain level, it doesn't translate to the game because it feels different, right? When you're using like the in-game, or like when you're playing Siege, for example, like the in-game aim is different to most aim trainers that you use. And I know you can match it your sensitivity, but there's something different about it. So I personally think like it's good for just building up a good base aim, but outside of that, I think you start to waste your time.
I get that point. It's just different for everyone.
Yeah.
Usually it always comes down to your mentality and actually how you're thinking.
Exactly.
As long as you're thinking positively, you'll pretty much always win a gunfight, you know?
I feel you.
Whoa!
Imagine reinforcing a wall and then making sure that
Activity resumed.
I missed him. It's on the north side. Ooh.
Okay, I got knocked.
Oh! I missed.
Oh no. You're about to get
Go
knocked.
away! I'm gonna get him. Oh my god.
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly
What did I get stunned by? I got stunned by Manic.
I wanted to kill.
I wanted to kill it as the enemy. He just wanted one.
Oh Jesus, I don't have a single kill. I need an Amaru right now. I need to just send it up on the
What are you
site.
doing, Manic? I feel like that'd be way too good, right? I guess that's why Amara is not activated in this.
It would be so broken.
Right.
I'm digging that alibi. Not that it's really worked out specifically, but Oh.
83 speed will do me.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Do you guys have any predictions about Wednesday games?
Well, I think we've got a top of the table clash with
Op 4 has located the
Knights
biohazard container.
Knights and Wildcard, I think, and then you guys
Yeah.
obviously. And those are the two big.
Not Knights Wildcard. Not Knights Wildcard. I
It
don't-
isn't.
No.
It's supposed to rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
I can't.
so-
Wildcard is playing somebody at the top of the table.
It's Akami top of the table.
If you remain in this zone, you will be detected by
I don't
hostiles.
know.
Your
They're,
location has
like
been
as in their
compromised.
second. I know that they're playing Akami, so potentially.
Oh,
I'm
there's
just
a guy under my hatch.
Wait, what?
Crap. I dropped hatch into dining and there's this guy there.
Oh my word.
Jeez, settle down.
That was the guy.
Yeah.
But as for your season versus the season of LFO, dude, this one is really interesting for me as a
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah, it's
It's,
like you guys have had an incredible. Like, but the funny thing is, like,
Spotted.
LFO haven't had an incredible season in terms of results, but they've still had good games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who they just beat? They beat
You have entered
Elevate.
an enemy-controlled area.
Elevate,
Leave
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That was a fun game. to
One
watch.
friendly remaining.
Oh. Let's go, Rob. Oh no.
No.
Mission failed.
Oh, we just
All
got beaten in the
friendlies
3
were
versus
eliminated.
5 very quickly.
Yes, we did. I'm so glad that your game is the last game, by the way, on Wednesday. I feel like that is perfect.
It's gonna be like a big build up, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not as close as the last game. Not gonna lie. It's fun to watch, but it is not fun to play sometimes.
I was gonna say, from your
Wow.
perspective, I can see why you would say that.
Yeah, watching something go from a 5-1 to an 8-7 is rough.
Yeah.
It's really rough as a player.
Actually, like, I am really curious because obviously, you know, like, ranked doesn't give me like a proper experience, and I know Raven has played in a competitive level, but I'm sure there's many in the chat like myself that haven't played at the, you know, top of the competitive scene. And like, what does it feel like when you're up against a team
Op
like
4 has
Wildcard
located the biohazard
and you've just
container.
had a 5-1 half, you've absolutely dominated it, and then like. They start to cut, like, not even at the point where they've come back, but like where you know they're starting to like get back into the game. What's it like?
It was more frustrating than anything because I know we could have done a lot better on our attacks.
Yeah.
Remain in this zone, you will
but
be detected by hostiles. You will
Honestly,
be
we didn't
spotted.
feel terrible going to OT. Like there
Yeah.
was no one getting angry. There wasn't anything like that. You just really have to stay composed versus someone like Wildcard. Because they did a phenomenal job of actually just mentally resetting and just winning the defenses. It didn't seem like anyone was too phased that they had just lost a 5-1 split.
Yep.
Because sometimes it really shows in people's gun skill.
Your location has
Like,
been compromised.
you'll miss shots, you'll miss freebies that you would normally get. But
Yep.
seeing as you've been slapped around so much, like, you'll sometimes start to feel, you'll doubt yourself.
Yeah.
But
You have entered an
as long as you don't
enemy-controlled
doubt
area.
yourself, it's
Leave
fine.
now. You have been spotted
Yeah.
by hostiles. Fall
I
back.
guess that's where it comes in, right? Is just
Yeah.
having confidence.
They've ceased to
And you
touch
guys-
or secure the container.
Like, you guys would have known that you were oh my goodness, I don't know how I'm still
What is happening?
Oh my
I
god.
have no idea what
It's gonna be here. It's gonna be here.
I'm so confused.
Just drop knifed
goes
him.
flying.
So yeah, again, my default is to like just instantly prone. I can't help it.
Lovely.
But yeah, sorry, I'm just going into overtime on that last match. Like, what was it like, knowing that Wildcard had defense first?
We knew it was a rough stitch up, although, like, looking back at it, we have no one to blame but ourselves. Like, obviously, we had the first defense half that puts us in the favor for a win, so it's like fair. But like, mentally going into that OT, we were just really focusing on that one attack that we had to win.
Yeah.
Making sure the simple stuff that was like making us lose rounds wasn't going to happen again. But then I feel like in that game we did mess up. We went into like, we got too simple. We didn't adapt to their defense like we should have, and you know, we just played into their hands again after every round. But you know, it's just about having like a good mentality going into the OT, because a lot of players can crumble and just whiff basically easy gunfights after they've just been.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine though. Stuff happens.
Yeah, certainly does.
I think that's actually one of the main things that separate a lot of the good pros from the others. Like, I'm sure there's other things obviously, but a lot of the good pros are consistent, and I reckon that's fully on their mentality. They never let something like a stupid death or like a harsh game let them like get them down. They'll always mentally reset and just go in full guns a-blazing next match, and just not let it affect them. Whereas some people just can't do that.
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
100% agree with you, man. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always a big thing that I've been big on is that
Yep.
At a certain point as a pro player, I think it's not about your skills, because like once you get to a certain point, it's just assumed you have the skills, right? So there's ways that you maintain those, but the thing that, like you said, that does separate the great teams from the good teams is totally mindset, because that is what creates inconsistency.
True.
Yeah.
And you would be a coach. You would have had a fair few lectures, I'm assuming, on that to Oddity, was it?
Yeah.
Remembering correct?
Yep. Huge. Yeah. And yeah, look, it was the main thing I focused on. It was a lot about mindset. Because the team could play well 100%, but they weren't always playing well because of other variables, and so you just want to try and keep things as consistent as possible. So things that I worked on quite heavily is mindset, and I guess as a coach, that's what I kind of considered my speciality, so to speak. It's just like really a lot of mindset based coaching.
I know it's a hard question, but like, how did you try and improve someone's mindset?
Well, I think a big thing about improving mindset is improving awareness of what that means, because I think a lot of people don't really understand like what managing your mindset means. So it was about creating awareness around that, and then also techniques to I guess have a better mindset. So meditation is a big one that I talk about a lot.
Yeah. Wait, so would you get your players to literally take like 2 seconds in a game just to like breathe?
Or we just traded. Not necessarily in a game, but meditating kind of like safeguards you from some of that other stuff, right? Because meditation helps you to learn how to identify how you feel, and then how to, I guess, better change the way you feel. It's kind of hard to explain in a succinct way, at least, but yeah, it's like a preventative treatment, if you want to call it that. Like, you're preventing yourself from getting tilted and frustrated, so therefore you don't actually have to deal with it in game. That's kind of the way that I went about it.
That's actually cool, knowing that mentality coaching. I feel like that's something that could help a lot of teams actually in our scene, but
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, it's the same thing. I used to do freelance coaching, and it was the same thing that I focused on with like whoever I worked with in Europe or America as well. It was just always like mindset based stuff, because but they had skilled players. They were skilled players, but it's other things that were making them
on the roof, boys.
Not be good players. Oh my god.
Right, yeah.
Cloudy Mac.
I get that.
Yeah.
It's actually one thing that like I do find is starting to get talked about more is actually like the benefits of meditation. Like, I can tell you like firsthand, I've been meditating for about 3 months now, and I have never felt so good. Like, just period, I've never felt so good. It's one of those things where it just helps like the sharpness and the focus, and like, I'll do it before a broadcast. Like, it doesn't have to be like dedicated. It's like, you know,
4 eliminated. Mission
30
successful.
seconds of just breathing.
Yeah, it can be short.
It helps so much. Like, I feel like a lot of people's idea of meditation is like, you know, a full 15-minute session of like home.
It doesn't have to be like that, right? It's like whatever you want, just making sure you're at peace, basically.
Yep. Yeah, I've been doing it since I was like 16, so that's 13
Wow,
years.
that's a long time.
Yeah.
That's cool. See, I've never gone into meditation. I think the most I really did was like maybe just take a chill pill before like like an exam. Maybe I'd just sit there and be like, okay, I got this. It's fine.
Yep.
But no,
Op
never
4
really,
drone has located
No.
the biohazard container.
never really gone into it. It's something I should definitely start doing. I reckon.
Yeah, highly recommend it. And I definitely think, like Rob said as well, I think a big thing is that people
Benji
don't
ready to go.
fully understand. Same thing is like they don't fully understand what meditating is, so they assume it is like the whole, I guess you'd say like the cringy like sit legs
Right.
crossed and you do the or like whatever. Yeah, it's definitely not like that.
Yeah, you touch your earlobes and you're like
All right.
trying to take deep breaths. And...
Yeah.
That's
One
actually
op four
what it is. You
remaining.
know, what are you talking about, man?
Someone in chat, Chocky Milk again,
Op 4
just said
eliminated.
sleep meditation is so epic, and that is actually what got me into meditation. Is that when I was in high school, I went through a phase of just struggling to sleep. So I was like, I feel like meditation will help this. I'll learn, and yeah, it did.
Sleep meditation.
Yeah,
Oh.
it can really help if you can't fall asleep because
That's
yeah, teaches you to like. I mean, this is another misconception: is like meditation teaches you to clear your mind, and then people think they're doing it wrong because they can't stop thinking. But that's not really like that's not really what it is.
Not at all.
Clearing your mind is just more about learning to constantly refocus on just one thing. So instead of thinking about 50 things, which is very common when you try to fall asleep, and you're like, man, I can't fall asleep. I'm thinking about the 33 things I got to do in the morning. Yeah, it just helps you be able to bring it back to one thing, and then because
Proceed
you're
to the
quietening
biohazard
your
container
mind,
and secure it.
like in a sleep sense, you will fall asleep quicker.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
And that's as simple as it is, kids.
Wow.
Quick meditation lesson, but
I think anyone
bring it
who
back
is a
in-
reader, or sorry,
oh, you go.
You say- I was going to say for anyone who's a reader, or you know anyone who enjoys an audio book, I suggest reading The Power of Now. That book is utterly incredible for explaining like
Container once the threat is neutralized.
what it actually is to meditate. So there you go.
Cease securing the room.
Helpful little tip.
Hostage.
Uh-oh.
Threat is neutralized.
I'm trying to knife. I can't see anything. I can't see anything.
Oh my god, dude.
Op 4 last.
I have no idea what just happened.
That was scary and terrifying.
Oh.
Secure the
which
biohazard
one is it?
container.
He's not in the room with you, so.
Oh, he's
Yes,
come through the double door.
Hostile activity. Neutralize the threat.
Let's
So,
go.
like,
Yes.
no worries, boy.
Friendly mission successful.
Untouchable.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did that one. Sorry, Raven, what were you
That
going to
was
say
nuts.
before?
Oh, I was literally just gonna say, like, to bring it back to esports, like, it's still a very developed area of esports, I'd say. Not always though, because definitely there are esports orgs, and it's probably more to do with NA and EU in that they have like sports
Mentality
psychologists, yeah, mentality coaches, that kind of thing.
Sorry,
whereas,
Raven,
like,
you'll have to
so-
speak up because I can't hear from all the way down there on the scoreboard. Sorry.
Listen to you. Man goes 5-0.
Let's go. He carried us.
No, I definitely agree, though. It seems to be a lot more progressive overseas.
Yeah. I guess it's something that is not the most immediate expense when you think about funding a team is to have that kind of coach.
Definitely worth the while though.
Yeah.
Oh, but there you go.
Mm.
I definitely think that it's one of those things that can not like I don't think it'll necessarily change a game or anything like that, but it's if I was to if people were to ask me, I would 100% recommend it. And I mean, like you can hear by the way I'm talking, I am no hoodoo voodoo, like I don't believe in any of that kind of stuff, but it really just like breathing and chilling out is a very good way to like actually bring yourself back into a game.
Right.
Not necessarily that I'm playing competitively by any means, but you know.
Still helps, you know.
Yeah.
Get your ranked wins up.
There you
Exactly.
go. You heard it here first, ladies and
Exactly.
gentlemen. You heard it here first.
Exactly.
So coming into the game on Wednesday, Sushi,
Yes, the Wednesday games.
pressure of it all. How much pressure are you guys feeling coming into it? Because you know, from the outside for the broadcast, you know, we have our storylines and we know like where we
The
want to take
biohazard
the
container
broadcast and
located.
Yeah.
onto the game. But like for you guys sitting at home playing this game, like how much pressure are you feeling coming into it?
Okay, personally, I'm feeling none. I'm just not really. Haven't really had a moment where I'm phased about the game. It's just another game to me.
Yep.
But we all know that if we don't win this game, we're out. Like we have to play relegations.
Secure the room to protect the biocontainer.
I just don't think it's like affecting us as much. We understand that it's do or die, but we're not gonna play
One friendly operator
ridiculously
remaining.
stupid on the day. We're just gonna play like we always do. If we win, we win.
Yep.
But yeah, obviously aiming to win. But like,
Yeah, that is the hope, right?
yeah. But, we haven't really like spoken about like
Four
the
eliminated, all
pressure or
friendlies.
as much to anyone. We've just kind of talked about what we're gonna do on the day, and then
Yep.
yeah, just expecting to win it. It's just that mindset of, oh, we're going to win regardless.
Mhm.
I don't really think we're gonna lose, but
Mm.
it's what everyone should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. But interested to see playoffs though, regardless of if I'm playing in it or not. Playoffs will be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's definitely been a huge point for us, like with all the content that we do with the broadcast and then, you know, like our talk show on Tuesday nights. It's like this season, as long as I've watched Siege in ANZ, this is by far the closest season that we've ever had in terms of like teams and ability. And like, you know, we used to talk about the skill gap being quite large, you know, like there was
Yeah.
Wildcard
Biohazard
and
container
Fnatic, and then there were
located.
like a couple of teams that could sometimes compete, and then there was everyone else. And by like this season, it's been the complete opposite. Like every single team that has played, like you can call it, you can give your prediction, but none of those games have gone the way we thought they would. So
There's been a lot of upsetting or interesting games.
yeah.
George,
Activating code.
it's always been. Oh, there's someone behind me. Okay, I died.
Oh no!
Okay.
Impedimation!
Here we go.
Ah! I got wrecked.
Friendly, last operator standing.
It's alright, boys. Leave it under Manic, and Manic will clutch it. Oh my
Eliminated.
god!
Just curse
Oh
yourself,
no,
mate.
not from the ballet hole! No! Oh, bugger off.
Get wrecked, son.
Actually, do you guys find it hard to separate like having fun with your job? Like I know like you get to watch the games firsthand,
Mm-hmm.
but like, is it hard to just not want to just be like wow and just enjoy it instead of actually casting, or do you always love to cast? It's like for me, it seems like if I tried doing that, I'd be like, it'd be a lot of effort to cast, and I just want to watch the game. Like,
Yeah,
just wanna
I
sit
think-
back at the top.
I think it's I found it more natural because I thought I would be the same, right? And I found it more natural than I expected because especially when the game's exciting, it's easy, right? Because you're passionate about it. That's half the reason, or the whole reason you're doing it, probably.
Right.
Op 4
So
drone has
especially when the game's
located the
exciting,
biohazard
man. Like
container.
I'm so into it, and I don't even. It's almost like I forget that I'm even casting. Like I would
Right.
be able to talk about it for hours regardless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, I get it. So it's like just second nature casting now.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. No, because I always thought like sometimes I think some caster would just one day just forget he's casting and just want to enjoy the game.
We're securing the biohazard.
Just start talking trash.
Yeah,
Friendly
like,
operator
something
remaining.
like that, you
Prevent
know.
further access to the biohazard container.
I think, like, it can definitely, like, there are definitely moments where, you know, like, you are really enjoying Brave, and I'm just going to stop talking while you.
Yeah.
No.
No!
Friendlies were eliminated.
If only I had a bullet, I was gonna flick and shoot, but I still couldn't get the reload done. It's such a long animation.
Yeah, that reload is so long, man. My god. But no, I see what you're saying. In terms of like, you know, just wanting to be able to sit back and enjoy it and stuff like that. But I think like for the most part you get into it because either you love the game or you love broadcasting. And then the love of the game kind of comes with that. But I can definitely see like there have been times where I'm watching, you know, like a matchup and I would love to just sit back with a cold one and just enjoy it for what it is. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, if I can put everything I have into the game, then people that are in the position I want to be in can enjoy it. You know, like they don't have to feel like they have to mute the game because the casters are just waffling on. So I think that that's been like a massive motivating factor for me in Siege specifically, is like understanding that if I want to sit there and enjoy the game and I want to sit there and enjoy what's being said, then I know other people do as well. So yeah, it's kind of like the big driving factor behind a lot of the work that we do on the broadcast. Well, I know for Raven, we've spoken about it multiple times. Yeah.
Sometimes I find too, when I'm just watching a game, so like not casting, and I'm not saying this happens often or all the time or anything like that, but sometimes I guess because of some of the game knowledge that I have, sometimes I'll notice things that I would really love to talk about on broadcast that maybe like the casters haven't noticed, and it's like, this thing's really cool, they should mention it. So like sometimes I feel like when I just watch a game, I can't relax, so I would kind of be rather casting it because then I can just talk about stuff.
And you can talk about what you want to talk about, and then like no one misses anything. It's like perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, same man. I know lots about the game, and I can talk about the game lots.
Like the worst one is when like, and I mean like this hasn't happened for a long time. It's definitely gotten a lot better. But something that used to happen a while is that sometimes casters would be like, "Oh, this team just got their frags, and then they won their rounds," and it's like, like sure, that's all that happened. You know? Yeah.
That's a manic response. If you hear me talk at the end of a round, like when something's happened, I'll bring up like a Zofia trick that happened at the start of the round, and then I'll just talk about how everything unraveled from there, and like everyone hit their shots. And then Raven comes back in and saves my ass, and he's like, "Well, actually,
he did this and this." I remember actually, what was it, Kickstarter? I think it was one of the NA. It was the NA League. Well, it was not Luminosity, Tempo Storm. They created this new like shield K trick on Garage in Consulate, and Kickstarter had this massive fanboy moment over it. It's actually quite funny.
Yeah, I feel that.
Oof.
Oh, he wasn't happy.
Apparently not.
Clearly didn't
If
like
you remain in this zone, you will be detected by hostiles. You have been
How am I
spotted.
putting this wrong? Interesting.
Here you go, then, mate.
I'm just trying to place it right, honestly.
You will be detected if you remain in this area. You have been spotted
Oh,
by
they're coming up.
hostiles. Fall back.
I'm screwed.
Oh, he's nuts.
What? Where is he? Oh, he's upstairs. Oh no.
Whereabouts? Oh shit! Sugar.
The main lobby upstairs? I don't know.
Securing the biohazard container.
Oh, they're securing.
Container secured.
And I can Raven on the clutch. Oh, what?
I did it again, boy. I'm telling you.
Biohazard
I
container. Op 4 eliminated.
He's the drop shot champion right now. Actually, the king.
Chucky just made a very good point.
Oh.
I am like the missus that is always asking the questions throughout the movie because the problem is I just don't see. You know, my missus will sit there. We'll watch an entire movie and like something will happen 5 minutes before, and she'll be like, "Why are they talking about this?" It's like, man, please, come on.
I love that. That's good analogy.
Unlucky.
Yeah, I'm like,
Props to Chucky for that one.
yeah. Man, Chucky does pull out all the memes.
Pretty sharp.
Do you have a favorite team / region outside of our region, obviously?
Op 4 has located the biohazard container.
I hear Ferox is pretty good.
Yeah, Ferrox is pretty sharp, eh? Actually, I love Doc Zero.
Yep.
Not only because they're like a great team, but the amount of support they have behind
You
them.
will be detected if you remain in this area.
Oh,
You have been
jeez.
spotted by hostiles. Fall
I
back.
just love to see like they have massive support behind like BC as their coach.
If you remain
They
in
have
this zone, you will be
analysts and
detected by
all.
hostiles.
They
Your
take all
location has
their
been
like
compromised.
health, nutrition very seriously there, and
Mhm.
it's like what esports should strive to be.
Yeah.
So I like the mentality of that team, because they have a very good winners mentality, just in like perfection in everything you do, regardless of if it looks like it has anything to do with Siege.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's a
Op
great
four,
thing
last
with
op
Dark
standing.
Zero is that they just look after their team so well.
Yeah.
Eliminated.
And I totally empathize with that's how I would probably follow orgs, right? Like if I was watching other regions, if I knew that there was an org that was like really looking after their team and they had a great environment, like I feel like I'd be much more likely to support that.
Yeah, no, it's just like they create such a good culture around the team. I feel like it's just hard not to like them.
Yeah, 100%.
It's really hard to find a reason to hate them.
Yeah, agree.
I think it'll be one of those things that, like in ANZ especially, like it will develop. I think there was a tweet made today about like, you know, if ANZ had the resources that other regions did, we would be competing at the top level of the game in every game. And like it's so true, you know, like if we were able to afford full-time salaries, coaches, dietitians, PTs, analysts, you know, like if we had the full shebang, we have some nasty players in pretty much every esport there is, and so like no doubt that we would do some seriously dangerous things, but like at the same time we've been behind in literally every other aspect ever.
No, it's always like amazing to see what kind of support different regions get just based on the region you're in. It's like it's a bit mind-boggling, but you know, it is what it is. If you want to do well, you just gotta play well, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The support is there, and it will continue to come, but you definitely need to be putting yourself in a position.
Yeah.
That's the
You can't just expect to have the support then do the hard work. It goes hard work then support.
Yeah, for sure.
Friendly, last
It's
operator
TikTok.
standing.
This guy's getting flanked. Oh!
Oh,
Oh my god!
that was 360. Oh,
Jesus! Oh, they
Four
traded.
eliminated all friendlies.
Look, someone just brought it up in chat. Actually, EU has Mako Esports, right? That has had like some really cool stuff going on. So that was the last team ever that I freelance coached. But that was before they picked up the roster they have now. It was with a more national level team. But I'll tell you what, working with that org was a totally whole other world experience. It was like just incredibly positive, and nothing was too much trouble, and just the things that they were going to do to support that team was just crazy.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, like if things had gone a different way, I was meant to go to like Italy for like a boot camp for 2 weeks around this time with the team, and like they had that team house, and the owner was always like,
Biohazard container
yeah,
located.
you come, I've got room for you, you can have whatever you want, there's a private bar, you'll have like a waitress. So I'm just like, oh my god, dude.
word.
Yeah, it was just like, is this real?
Yeah, like wow. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so like that's the life EU be living.
That really do be the life. Oh my. I got knifed again.
you're not having a good one, are you?
No, really not.
Secure the room. Protect the bio container. Op 4 last stop standing. Cease securing the container.
Oh, I missed. Rip. I think I shot between his legs.
Figure that out. Where'd he go? What?
Oh, why is my frame rate so cursed right now? Oh my god. It's
Man,
okay.
wizard.
It's fixed. To your left, medic.
Cease
Oh.
securing the room.
Oh. Oh, no way! Oh, Oh, there we go.
Top 4 eliminated.
Oh jeez.
Oh my word.
That was
so
Alright.
bad.
That was hectic
Well,
as.
On the topic of esports, I have a scrim to go to, gentlemen.
Okay, that's perfect timing for us to end Golden Gun then.
Classic.
Alright, I will just bail us out of this and bring us to our little recap screen.
Perfect.
Cool. Well, just to quickly recap then, things that we have done tonight. We talked about Clash, IANA. I was about to say Oryx because for some reason that felt natural. No, we've talked about Clash, IANA, and AEST. So if you guys missed that, go back to the start. You can always catch up on the episodes on Rainbow Six ANZ on all socials. Now, Sushi, I guess this is the best time for you to plug what you want to plug. If people want to keep track of you or Team Ferox or whatever, where are the best places to go?
Yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitter, feel free. It's sushi_R6. But I would highly recommend you go to the Ferox Twitter. There you'll see our merch, which is on sale right now. I believe it's going off sale very soon. So if you want to grab some merch or some flowwear headgear, they are on sale, and I would recommend grabbing one.
Sounds epic. I tell you what, I haven't looked at that stuff, but I feel like I'm going to now because it sounds really cool.
Definitely should, yes. Put some very fire merch on there.
Epic. Speaking of fire merch, we have a headset to give away, so I'm going to quickly roll for this and see who has won tonight. It's going to be McBrewskis, who's been very active in the chat, also in other weeks.
Yeah.
So congrats, McBrewskis. I will send you a message in some capacity and we'll sort out how you can get your headset.
Yes, the McBrewskis.
Very pog. I believe we'll be having another giveaway next week, so make sure you stay tuned. Other than that, I think we are pretty wrapped here. Sushi does have a big game, as we discussed on Wednesday, against LFO. It is big for many reasons, but the biggest being that they want to stay in Oceanic Nationals playoffs. It's a very big deal. So you guys should all come along and support Sushi in the chat and enjoy some great esports games because Rob and I will be casting.
Hello.
Excellent. Is there anything else that you guys want to touch on before we decide to close this thing up?
Nope.
I'm all good.
Gucci, man. I'm all Gucci. Say hello to Mishka for me.
See you guys on Wednesday. Hope to be having a happy interview then.
Yeah.
Yes,
No doubt,
hopefully,
no
man.
doubt.
We want positive interviews.
Positive interviews.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Sushi. It's been great, dude. And
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem at all. All right, we'll see everybody next week.
Peace.